What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee back in the building with another impromptu live stream. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna wait for a few people to come in here. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Just wanted to come in and say hi. What's going on? So I'm gonna wait for a few people to come in. How do I get to the chat? Oh my god. I hope y'all can hear me. And okay, so I'm trying to get to the chat. I don't see the chat. Let me see. So what's going on, YouTube? Just wanted to stop by and say happy Sunday to you guys. I know I said I would be back on Tuesday, which I will. Tuesday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just wanted to come in and talk to you guys for a few minutes and ask a few questions and just say hello. What's going on? How's your Sunday going? I hope all is well with you guys. Excuse me, y'all. I had to drink. I be so thirsty, Lord. So, I hope y'all can see me clearly, Lord. What's going on, Alex? How are you, Alex? Successful MD. What's going on? How's everything going, William? Um, Shanks is the last name. I don't know how to pronounce your first name. Lorenzo, what's going on? So I just wanted to pop in here, show my face for a minute, y'all. Different little scenery. And just talk to y'all for a few minutes. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long, child. Happy Sunday. I am so tired, but I wanted to come on here just to ask this question. You guys see the title because we was talking about this, and I'm just like, are we really in a situation where relationships and marriages are in jeopardy for real? I talk about this stuff every day, and me and my husband we talk about it, and I asked the question like, is it really this bad? Is it really over for relationships? Is this how it's really going to be? Like, I do still see a few people here and there getting married and things like that, but a lot of times, to be honest with you, a lot of the marriages don't last. A lot of them don't last. They end up breaking up over silly things, well, things I would consider silly, but to them it was a major deal. So I still often ask myself, is it really over? Like, is this the future? Is it gonna get worse? Is this really how it's gonna be? Lorenzo says yes. Lorenzo say yes, hell yes. RIP to relationships and marriages. That's crazy. You know what I mean? I really think that's crazy. Alex says yes. Hell yes. Like, y'all, and a lot of people are saying that, and it's unfortunate because there are still people whew, there are still people who want relationships and want marriage and want love, but they're having a difficult time. I'm trying to get this in the best light, child. But they're having a difficult time finding it and keeping it, you know? And so that's why I asked that question, because as much as we have women and men with opposing views on relationships and marriage, a lot of those people still want it. A lot of people still want to have companionship. A lot of people still want love. A lot of people still want families. A lot of people still want these things, but they're having a difficult time getting it and keeping it and working things out in the relationship or in a relationship. And I will say this, I think marriage is work, but I don't think overall that it's really that hard to be in a relationship. No, the reason why I say that, because if you're open and willing to compromise, if you're open and willing to be transparent and cooperative in the relationship, then it's not going to be that hard. The thing that makes it hard is when people don't want to cooperate, when you want things to go your way and you don't want to listen, you don't want to when there's not any boundaries, when you want to do whatever it is you want to do, then I think that's what makes it difficult, when you don't want to compromise, when you just want to do whatever you want to do and not consider the other person. I think that's what makes relationships difficult. Not and I just think it's interesting, and the more I watch a lot of this content on social media, the more I see how women think about relationships. It just it's heartbreaking to me. You know what I mean? Because I think relationships, community, um I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's something that we all should experience. We all should experience love. We all should experience companionship, living a healthy life with a partner, or somebody who loves you and you love them in return. Not just this superficial thing that people think a relationship should be, because that is part of the reason why there's a separation, why so many people are going opposite directions. And I just think it's unfortunate. I really wish it could get to a better place, and I really wish people could understand it's not about who's right, who's wrong, women are wrong, or men are wrong, and this whole divide that we have, because I think that's just that's just furthering the divide. It's making it a lot worse. It's not making it better for our communities and just for us in general. And if you think about if it wasn't an issue, you wouldn't even have people out here, making videos, talking about it. I think a lot of people are talking about it in a negative way because they really care deep down inside. You really want something, but you're going about it the wrong way. You know what I mean? A lot of women who are on social media who are trying to say, oh, men are the problem. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that, because they would, in their strange way of thinking, they would love for men to do what it is they're asking, because some of them now, let's not be delusional, some of them actually are just trying to out here trying to manipulate men. Let's be honest, a lot of them are just trying to manipulate men, but I think some of them really think in their mind, in their heart of hearts, that they're saying the right things, and that they really want men to level up, as they say, because they really think that that is what's going to make it better. That is what's going to get them somebody, their person, and not realizing that it's not just on the men, you know? Thank you so much, Django. I appreciate you. What's going on, Fergus from Australia? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all the way from Australia. Grom, Australia. I just think it's sad. The more I look at the state of relationships and how things are going, it's not something that I look at and I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's a happy thing to see, because guess what? We all got to live and we all got to die. We're not going to be here forever. So you want to get the most out of your life as you possibly can. You want to be the happiest you possibly can. While, I talk about this, it's not meant for you to be happy 24/7, but at least you can have things around you that exemplify happiness in your children, in your spouse, in your life. You can look back at where you started and look at where you're headed and look at the things that you've accomplished and be proud of that and be happy that you've actually accomplished something in life. And accomplishments are not just, financials and a business. To me, and this is just my opinion, I get the most gratification not from money, not from all of the education and all of that, but from the family that I can look around and look at and say, me and my husband, we accomplished this. We created these children. Look at them. They're growing. They're healthy. They're learning things. They're reflections of us. We get to see ourselves the way in our kids, and watch them grow and teach them things. Yeah, they're going to make mistakes and all of that, but we get to see that. We get to love them. They get to love us. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I think if people would start to understand what's most important, and understand, or focus on what makes you happy and go for that, all the rest of this stuff is just a bunch of BS. It is not important. All this other stuff, getting to the bag, 6 figures, oh, he got to be 6 feet, all that stuff is irrelevant. It really is. It's irrelevant. If it's irrelevant, it doesn't get you, it doesn't move you any further in life. It just stagnates you. It keeps you bitter. It keeps you angry. It keeps you just mad at the world because you're looking at other people progressing in their relationships. And, I think people only think there's one way to progress. And one way to progress is just only financial. Financially, let's get to that's the only thing you're supposed to get to the bag. I get so tired of hearing them saying that, not realizing that when you have a stable family structure, you have a man, your husband preferably, and wife and family, not realizing you will get to the bag much quicker with the two of you. That is unity, having a partner or a spouse there, you guys get there quicker. You trying to do it all and build generational wealth by yourself is going to be very difficult, and it may not even happen. And on top of that, if you're just not really financially not financially stable, but financial, being responsible with your finances, you're going to spend everything that you make. And this is what we're seeing happening. The stats show it. We see a lot of women complaining about money even though they make a lot of money. And then on top of that, you want a man with a whole lot of money to come in and spend all of his resources. Yeah, successful MD. Um, Literate. I could. That's the word I could have used. Yes. You're not responsible with your finances. You're spending it all on whatever you want to have this so-called lifestyle to make you feel good about your choices. You're using spending as a coping mechanism, and a lot of women tend to do that when they don't feel happy, when they don't feel good about their life choices or things like that. They go to spending. They buy things. It's a way. It's a way to cope. Just like people drink alcohol or smoke or whatever they do, it's a coping mechanism, and it's temporary. It never lasts. This is why I say this financial um gain is not the only thing that you should be concerned about. You should be concerned, there's much more to life than just getting to the bag. Now I understand when you don't have money, and you're really broken or broke, or you really don't have money, then your focus is on money because you need money to live. So you need to make money to live. But once you if these women are financially stable the way they say they are, then your focus should be somewhere else. It shouldn't just be on that. Classic perspective. Thank you for the super chat. Says people with generational wealth will be lucky to keep their wealth, while it's becoming more difficult in America to obtain and maintain wealth. Facts. Thank you, successful MD, for being here and for the super chat. I appreciate you as always. But when it comes to our people, they need to hear that. You need to understand that it's not just about that. This lifestyle that everybody's trying to have is bullshit. It's not. It's nothing to be trying to just. That's the only thing your focus is on. And it's not helping. This idea of, oh, he gotta spend money on me. He gotta spend money on me. Like, come on, like, what the hell? Like, what spend money on you for? What? To buy wigs and bags and clothes and things that don't really need at this point. And then at the end of the day, you left by yourself, because that's only temporary, just sitting there coasting, depressed, not knowing what your next move is going to be, just mad, bitter. You become bitter old women still talking about, I will not settle. I see it all the time. So you're not going to settle. You're bitter. You're mad. You think at 60 years old you're going to find a man, a prince charming, and you're still looking for the unrealistic thing that is just not real. As human beings, we are designed to be together and work together. This separate thing is just messing everything up. And a lot of these women in particular do not see it. Because once again, and I have to say, I think men, while a lot of men have their issues too now, let's not get it twisted. A lot of men have issues too, but I think men are much more cooperative than the women. That's why I say I think, and that's just the truth. A lot of men are more open to listening and making changes as much as they can, because I see too many women who are just so stuck in their ways and so stubborn, and they don't want to hear any constructive criticism. They don't want to hear anything that will require them to change anything. They don't want to do it. But men are supposed to be the worst ones. I keep hearing this, but they've been open to change. At least they're open to listening and possibly trying something. So many of our women are just stuck on what they think and what they feel, and they don't want to hear anything anybody else has to say, because they believe what they believe and they're gonna do what they want to do, even if it's at their own detriment. So they keep doing it, and you keep running yourselves in the ground, but you still don't want to make any changes. That's not conducive to healthy, stable livelihoods or relationships. So it's just crazy. And I'm just like, I asked that question. Look, is it really over for relationships? A lot of you guys say yes. You know, I tend to believe that while marriage is, can be, it could be work. It's what, no, it's, I was about to say it could be hard, but it's because it's work. And if you go into a marriage or relationship, because I know at this point, a lot of men aren't really trying to get married because they see how that turns out. So I get it. But a lot of, so if you're either married or looking for marriage or in a relationship, it's still going to take work. I don't understand why people think, oh, I want to get married. When I want to get married, I want to, I want a man and all it is. And you think that once you get married, marriage is the just, once you get married, that's it. You're married, and which it is a great thing, but getting married is just the start. Getting married is just the start. You're married, now the work begins. It's not like, oh, you get married and that's it. Everything is, we don't have to do anything. We're married. That's it. Let's just be married and no, that's when the work starts. That's when your work as a husband starts. That's when your work as a wife starts. Because now you gotta put into action what those roles that we talk about, and the things that you want for your life, and the things that y'all discussed that you should have discussed while dating. Now you have to put that into motion, baby. You got to put it into motion. You don't just get married and that's the end. No, that's when everything you have to implement what you've been talking about. You have to start that journey of building that marriage and building it up, building that family, all that stuff that everybody talk about. That's when it starts. And unfortunately, a lot of people can't handle it. You can't handle the work that has to go into a marriage. You can't handle it. And I think it's a lot of pressure for a lot of people, and that's why they bail. They get out of there because they like, well, I didn't think that this was marriage. Well, this is what marriage was going to be, because you anticipated marriage to be a fairy tale. And it's not. It's not a fairy tale. So this is why I try to tell people, listen, don't go into any relationship thinking that it's a fairy tale, thinking that, you don't have to put in any work, because you do. You got to put in the work. That's when the work starts. That's when it begins. Now, it doesn't have to be bad, but this is where your communication skills, everything that you've learned, everything that you know about relationships, that's when you have to exercise it. So I just want people to understand, listen, you don't go into any relationship thinking that there's never gonna be any issues. And I think that's the problem. If we let people know, hey, you gotta work together. Just because issues arise, it doesn't have to be toxic. You gotta work through them. You gotta figure things out. You gotta work with the person that you're committed to. You committed to one another, hey, this is gonna be an issue, or you know the person. This is why you got to know who you're dealing with too, because if you know their triggers, you know not to trigger them. And if they have certain things going on with them, then you should be there as the supportive one, and y'all supportive to each other so that y'all can work through it. But if both parties are combative and never worked on themselves, and you still got anger issues and you never worked on them, you're gonna lash out at each other, and it's going to be a big mess. And this is why people break up, because they can't handle it, you know. And then the idea of getting married and it's on paper means it's supposed to be for forever until the end. That's a lot of pressure on certain people too, and they can't really handle that either, because it's like, oh, I can't walk away, you know. Marriage, the married part means you're supposed to stick it out, you're supposed to work it out. Jontel, thank you for the super chat. Says, watch how sour these chicks will be when they turn 55 or alone and find out the same guys they friend zone is dating her 24-year-old daughter. Exactly. Thank you so much, Jontel. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but this is why you have a lot of bitter women, because they don't realize that they missed their opportunities. They still think the opportunities are available. Class's perspective says Singles by Choice podcast. There was a 60 year old woman on the show who had two children who was not her husband. She found a guy who married her just to divorce him um, 18 years later for no reason. And why are you divorcing at that age, child? That should have been locked in. That's it. Thank you for the super chat, class. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys remember Kim Zolciak from the Housewives of Atlanta. I saw Pink Book Lessons posted a video on her. I didn't watch the full video, but I'm not surprised with what's going on with Kim Zolciak. She got that Croy Bierman, that guy who he's a former football NFL player, and they got married. He was doing just fine before he met her. Get with her. Now the man is allegedly, they're saying they're broke. They're struggling to pay bills, and they owe a lot of people. And I remember they had an altercation where the police were called, and that man was screaming like he was having a hard time. But now she's got a new boyfriend, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I don't know if they're legally divorced or what, but she got a new man. He adopted her kids. They had like 5 together, and she has, she had her own her two daughters. He adopted her daughters, did all of that with this woman, and now she got a new man trying to leave him because she's going after the money. She only got with him, in my opinion, because she thought she was getting to the bag. She thought she was getting to the coins, and she didn't, ruin this man's life, spent all his money, and now she with a new man because he probably has money and potential with all those kids. You think that man gonna want her with all them kids? No, but she's trying. That's why I say a lot of these women are out for your money, honey. They're not there for anything long. They wanna run. They want your money, and they want to run the show. They want your money, and they want to run the show. They want to be the controlling factors. They want to run everything, control everything with no guidance. They don't know how to, you let a woman control the situation. She gonna run that into the ground. She is, because there's no logical reasoning behind the way women think and how they move and what they do. So if it's every time you act up on your feelings or what you think, you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna mess it up, and then that's what happens. And that's the whole problem with letting women lead and run the show. Doesn't mean they can't have input on anything, but if you let women lead, they're gonna mess it up. They're gonna run it in the ground, and you're gonna be left picking up the bag. You're gonna be left trying to fix it, because they don't know how to fix it. They're gonna run it in the ground. They don't know how to fix it, and then they're gonna leave you because you can't fix it, and they're not gonna help you fix it. They're not gonna help you. They don't know how. All they know how to do is mess it up, run it in the ground, and then look to you to fix it, because you're the leader. You're the leader when it's time to fix everything. But as long as she's running it, that's what she wants, because they want to make the decisions. They want to call the shots. And if you tell them no, We're not doing this, we're not doing that. Oh, now you control it. Now you don't like that. They'll be trying to leave, even if you are trying to lead. If you are leading, that's a problem because she wants what she wants the way she wants it. If you don't allow that, it's a problem. She might leave. If you allow her to do it and just run everything in the ground, she's gonna still leave because if you don't get that back run up running and working the way she needed so she can continue to run it in the ground some more, she's still gonna leave. This is why I say you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Classic Perspective says she dating Tom Hanks' son, Chet Hanks. She destroyed Croy. Wow. Oh, that's who that is? That's, oh, okay. I didn't even recognize him. She. Thank you for the super chat, Classic Perspective. That's. Tom Hanks' son, the one who thinks he's black? Is that the. Don't he think he black or something? I don't know. And wasn't he talking like he was Jamaican at 1.2, child? I don't know. Now you think he gonna want her long term with all them children? No. Right. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Baby, listen. But you know, it's just, it's just what it is. Like, I don't get it. I don't know what I'm doing on this phone, y'all. I don't get it, but I do get it. It's just really unfortunate, you know. It's unfortunate, the mentality of a lot of women in general, because it's not like, once again, it's not just black women, y'all. Black people are always pushed to the forefront of everything that's negative. But we know it's just not black women. It's just women. The nature of women in general. It doesn't matter what color you are. The nature of women in this country, and just Western women in general. They have, a lot of them have this mentality. A lot of them have been duped and just brainwashed into thinking this way. They really bought into this whole independent. I don't need a man. I can do it all by myself. What they should have said was, I can do it all by myself temporarily. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can. Yeah, I can pay my own bills temporarily, but I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. That's what they should have called it. Oh yeah, for a temporary period of time, yeah, you can do it all by yourself because you know there's a time where you know the business was good. As long as business is good and you bringing in the money and you making good and you paying everything, you good. You can be independent by yourself. You don't need a man, but that's not meant. That ain't gonna work forever. It should have been, oh yeah, oh for give it 2 years. You can be independent for 2 years. After that, when everything starts falling down and falling apart, now you need somebody because it's never a long term thing. This is why you hear women saying, "Oh, I'm so tired of being single. I'm tired of doing it all by myself. Oh my god." They're tired of doing it by themselves because things are expensive. It's too much. The mortgage rates. Y'all saw the video, which I have a video of that where all these women first they were bragging about a lot of single mothers are the biggest home buyers and they're buying homes left and right. Now they're saying, I'm tired of being a homeowner. It's too much work. It's too expensive. I did not anticipate what it was going to take to be a single mother homeowner. Right. You don't anticipate anything. You don't anticipate the future. You don't anticipate what this is going to look like long term. All you see is right now. And that's a problem. See, and that's the difference with men. Men look long term. Men, in my opinion, are more frugal than women. Women just spend, not thinking of the long term effects. Like, hold on, we can wait. We just want it right now. Let's get it right now. We got the money. Let's just do it. You're not thinking long term. See, men are the ones who think about that. But we want to, but a lot, not we, but a lot of women want to say, oh, they're cheap and frugal. You just don't want to spend money and you don't want to get anything. No, but they're thinking long term. Wait, hold on. We, for a rainy day, we might need this, or we don't need that. It's not it's not something we need. So we can wait. But we as women want things like this instantaneously. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's run it up. Who cares? We got the money. And then when the money isn't coming in and now you don't have the money, now you were, well, how we gonna get the money for this? And what we gonna do this? Well, you need to do this. But you don't want him to say, well, you wanted to spend all the money on this. You wanted this, you wanted that. I was trying to hold the money because I know you know, we want to do this in the future. You know, see, they don't think about the future. It's just about right now. And that's the problem. Classic perspective says, I notice these strong women don't progress with a better man. They regress with a worse man after they leave the better man. Got it. I mean, true. You know, if anything, you get a better man and then you don't know what to do with him. They don't, because he has standards. He has things. He have a certain way of how he want to do things, and he's not going to let you interrupt that. They don't like that. Bottom line, a lot of these women want men who have the coins, who have the funds to allow to treat them like these soft. Thank you for the super chat, Classic Perspective. They want a man who's going to allow them to do whatever they want, living a soft girl life era, which means shopping and sitting on your ass. That's it. Shopping and sitting on your ass. No requirements, no responsibilities, no nothing. He take care of everything while you just sit back and be a princess, not do anything. That's what they want, right? The minute he says, okay, no, we can't do this or we can't do that, they got a problem. Because you want somebody just to buy you, pay for things, shop till you drop, and that's it. That's unrealistic. And then when he can't do it anymore, she doesn't have his back. So it's just a one-sided thing that just doesn't work. And a lot of women, you know, don't see it. It's like the unrealistic expectations, I think, is what's causing the divide, because they don't understand what stability looks like. They don't understand what a relationship is built upon and how it's supposed to work and compromise and all of this stuff. It's just a free for all. Do what I want. You do what I want, and that's that. And a man doing what she wants 24/7 is reckless. It's going to be reckless for their overall benefit. It's not going to work. Look at Croy and that's the housewife lady, Kim Zolciak. He did what she wanted, and look at the position that they're in. Look at the position that he's in. He was like, we're broke. We don't have anything. He don't know what to do. He's going to have to try to find a way to build himself back up. But he can't do it with her, because all she's going to do is stand in the gap and try to destroy everything he's built again. You can't evolve or progress with a person who's constantly trying to bring you down. Because she doesn't understand what it takes to and how much it takes for you to build yourself up and make the kind of money that you make and do the work that you got to do and put in the sacrifices that a lot of men have to sacrifice and things they have to do to get to where they are. She doesn't understand that, because she's not a man. You don't have to work the way a man works. And they don't get it, and they just think it's so easy. Just make this money, just do that. But they can't do it unless they're on OnlyFans, unless you're selling your body. And like I said before, men can't, it's not easy for men. Men can't go out here and take their shirt off and take their drawers off and show their ass and make all this money, because it's not as popular. It's popular for women to do it. This is why. And then even that's dwindling. You're not even making that kind of money on OnlyFans anymore. So if you're not selling your, this is why a lot of these women are reduced to selling to OnlyFans, selling their bodies, because they don't have many options when it comes to making a substantial amount of money, as they like to make you think. And a lot of these women talk about, I make this and that and that. Yeah, they're on OnlyFans. They're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in the corporate setting. They're not making $200,000 and $300,000 off of their own steam with their own legitimate businesses. They're not making that. Now, while there are women who have their own business, a lot of them aren't making that. The majority of them are not making that kind of money. They're just not. And so, they like fast money, and they like to spend it fast as well. That's just what it is. And that's not good for them being single, and it's not good for a relationship. And then on top, it's just, once again, like I said, it's just a hot mess. This is why I as much as I love to see people get married, I love to see relationships. I think it's a beautiful thing and build their families and stuff like that. I love seeing that because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. But it might be unrealistic to think that it's gonna get a lot better, anytime soon, because it's just so divided. And once again, a lot of women are stubborn and they don't want to change, because I really do think it's going to have to start with women, and that's not going to happen. So everybody's just going to be divided. I do think that men have a better chance of getting wives and relationships outside of the women who think that way, if they can find women who have more of it. Because I don't think you're going to find a woman, too many women who has the complete straight traditional values. I think you're gonna find women, because it's too much indoctrination. I think you're not gonna find. I mean, I ain't gonna say you can't, because you might, but even the women overseas, some of them, they're being indoctrinated into this lifestyle also. So I don't know if you're going to be able to find a woman who's just straight completely traditional, but you can find women who have traditional values, to where they do understand the importance of marriage and a man, and willing to cooperate with you and work with you and build with you. You'll be able to find that in some other women. So that seems like more of the option that men would have, because these women are here so hell bent. They'd rather, this lady said she'd rather work two jobs than go 50-50 with a man. They'd rather become lesbians and crowd up in a house and do it like that, try that before they work with a man, because somehow a man is supposed to be a super ninja and just do everything for them, and they expect you not to do anything with a man. But but you will work with other women. You will be pushed to work with other women. Y'all try to do it, even though we see that's not working. So child, I don't know. So I don't know. And I'm gonna ask this question, because I find too, when you talk to people, you talk about relationships and stuff like that, you're like, oh, you hear women say, oh yeah, I was married for 20 years. I'm like, oh, okay. You was married for 20 years. Well, what happened? Why did y'all break up? The first thing a lot of women say is, oh, he was too controlling. Okay, controlling how? Like, what did he try to do? Well, he tried to tell me what to do. He tried to tell me what to wear. He tried to control my every move. I'm like, okay. And when you really start to listen to the conversations, using your logical mind, you realize, oh, he wasn't really controlling. He was just trying to protect you, honey. It was more of a protection thing. He's trying to make sure you're good. And you, with your feelings, you're telling yourself, oh, he's controlling, trying to tell you what to do, because he don't want you to do. He didn't say you couldn't go to places. You couldn't do anything. He just want to know where you at, what time you're gonna be home. Don't wear that. That's too skimpy. He's protecting you. And so I say it to say, a lot of people leave relationships over silly things. They leave otherwise good relationships or good men over things that just don't make any sense. They really do. And then they get back out in these streets, and you just find yourself hoeing around, because you're just going from man to man to man, sleeping with this one, sleeping with that one, thinking that you're going to get a relationship out of it, and you never do. And then on top of that, you're getting older as you're doing this, and you're just sitting around. Now you're 40 and you still single. That man and went and found another woman miraculously. These men typically do go find other women to marry, or just move on with their lives and be content. And she's still out in the streets looking, struggling financially, don't have no kind of stable relationship whatsoever. And now she's angry and bitter, and she will not settle. So it's like, y'all see that is not working for y'all, but y'all gonna do it anyway, because you refuse to say that these men were right. You refuse to acknowledge that what they were telling you was right and that you was wrong. You hate to be wrong. So you just gonna continue on with the way you're going, even though it's not working for you? Make that make sense. But you want to lead the relationship. You don't want him to lead. You want to do it, and knowing that you don't know what you're doing. So let me ask you. So I like to ask people this, for people who have been in relationships and they broke up. What if you were in a if y'all were in a serious relationship at some point in life? What was the cause of the breakup? I'm asking. What was the reason? What was the worst thing? I'll ask this. What was the worst thing that somebody did to you in a relationship that caused you to say, nah, this ain't gonna work? What do you what is the worst thing somebody's ever done to you in a relationship to where you was like, no, I can't do this, and it ended? Because people be breaking up, like I said before, over who ate the last of the Fruitios. They be breaking up because one of them, is eating all the Cheerios up, and they couldn't take it, so they got the hell on. I'm like, it be stuff like that. It really don't be nothing serious. Like, it really is. People break up over the silliest things. They looking for Mr. Simpson to save them, for real. Yeah. Bruce Mega says, why does everyone diss God's laws and run their own understanding? What does God say about what marriage is and how many wives and men can have? Does not say anything about women having multiple husbands. Luckily, I saved 90% of my resources from my last job. So when I got Joe Biden 2 years ago, I'm still surviving. Okay, let me see. Thank you, Nando. Thank you so much. Western women are doomed. Gimme, 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 gimme. Right. Damian Watkins, thank you for the super chat. Says, the D to the D. How are you? I'm good. Thank you so much for being here, Damien. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. You were speaking nothing but the truth. Keep up the good content. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Gina's Homely Meals, thank you so much for being here. Lorenzo says, hey, at DeeDee, what's your take on Simone Biles' mother? Oh my God. I got a video on that coming out probably either today or tomorrow. What I think about it, I'll talk about it more thorough in the video, but I'm gonna try to be honest. I just think her mama need to go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere. And the reason I say that is because she's saying she wants to reconnect with her daughter, right? But she wants Simone to reach out to her. She wants her daughter to reach out to her first. She don't want to reach out to her. I think that's BS. I think, you put your daughter up for adoption. She has parents who raised her and helped her to accomplish what she's accomplished. Her adopted parents, that's who raised her. That's who she loves. That's who loves her. They helped her achieve her goals and where she is today. That's who she's grateful for. She talked about it. She seems happy with her life. She's married now. She's doing good. And now, at that pivotal moment, now your biological mother just comes out of the thin blue sky, and now she wants to rekindle a relationship with you, and on top of that, you want her to reach out to you. Now, I think if you want to rekindle a relationship, some sort of relationship with her, then I think it's for you to reach out to her. You're the mother. You're the one who gave her up. She didn't choose to leave you. You chose to leave her for whatever reason. Whatever the reason was that she decided to put her child up for adoption, that's whatever, she made that choice. And so now the girl is accomplished and all these things. And I think that when you give your child up, you don't know what they're going to turn into. And then now that she's a superstar, she's the best at what she does. She gets all this recognition. She's doing fabulous. Now you want to come into her life. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me. It's just, I think that there's an agenda there. I really do. Because why now? And then she was like, she would have loved to have been a part of her wedding. Well, why didn't you reach out to her? And why should you at this point? I mean, she needed you when she was growing up. You weren't there. You gave her up for whatever reason. Thank God she has a supportive, loving family who raised her. And I think that's what she should leave that. Leave that be. Don't come trying to interrupt this young lady's life because she seems happy and she's doing well. You, on the other hand, will come in and disrupt what she has going on because now she has to rekindle all of that. She has to think about all of that when I don't think that that's what she wants to be doing. I think honestly she should just leave her alone. Don't reach out to her, leave her alone, let her live her life. You gave up that responsibility, you gave up the option to have that part of her. You know what I mean? Like it's just interesting how people you forego, the hardest part. Because to me, the hardest part of raising children is when they're little. You got to rear them up, teach them, do all these things. Once they're grown and established and taking care of themselves, it's easy. Now you want to come in and benefit from it. Is what how I see it. That's how I see it. Invalid account said it took me 20 years to work my way up to 200K. They just want to cheat in life and jump ahead in line. Exactly. It took me 30 years to get to where I am today to be able to live comfortably. I would be damned if I'm going to spend another 30 years to get back to this point just by falling off because of my wife. Exactly. Yeah. No type of retirement plan, just spend, spend, spend. Right. Turn to your neighbor and say it's a hot mess. Yeah. Is it Zilla? Stefan? Love your work. Keep it coming. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. They listen to their single friends who are running around with 304s. Exactly, Trey Ferg. What's going on, Trey Ferg? Thank you so much for being here, Trey. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. That's super important, y'all. She is coming back because she is rich and successful at Rainbow Kid. Yeah. What is your take on Melly Monaco giving Gilbert Arenas an engagement ring, even though he gave her one first? Child, look, I don't look. To be honest with you, I don't really focus on that kind of stuff that much. I heard about it. I don't know what's going on with them. Did he propose to her? And or what? Are they getting married? I don't really follow like everybody like that. Did he propose to her? And then you're telling me she proposed to him too? What's the point in that? I don't know anything about Melly Monaco. And her and the guy, they engaged or what? Are they getting married? And this what? I don't really follow everybody, y'all. I see stuff here and there, but I don't really be like following these people like that. I don't really know what's going on with that. So are they getting married? He proposed to her and she proposed back? That's what y'all telling me? Successful MD says 203 watching with 120 likes. Go hit the like button, y'all. Come on now. Don't make me mad. I can't even say that when I laugh. Because that's crazy. Oh my God. Please hit the like button. Please. Please. It's free to like. Hit the like button. I'm like, don't make me mad. What I'm going to do? Break the screen? Y'all ever see people threatening the people to do shit? I can't do that. It's funny to me. I don't even take myself seriously. Why would I love? What I'm gonna do? Break the damn screen? I crack myself up. No, but please hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Right, or else what? I find that funny. People be like threatening the people to hit the like button. Listen, look, y'all. That's funny to me. Look, just hit the like button, please. Pretty please. What am I like? Come on now. It's crazy. Anyway, I make myself laugh, y'all. What the hell? Look, sound like Umar Johnson. Listen. So what so I'm gonna say it 3 times because you know he said everything 3 times. That's supposed to make it happen. Now I'm gonna try. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. And now it's gonna work. Mm-mm-mm. I think that's crazy as hell. I see it. I see it, but it's just funny to me. I can't do that. It's just funny to me, y'all. Um Keith Ingram, thank you so much for the super chat. Says he though he bring up the question, why does the man do not get a ring when both of you are getting engaged to be married? So she gave him a ring gate hemorrhoid to make him what's wrong with that? Though he bring up the question, why does the man do not get a ring when both of you are getting engaged to be married? So she gave him a ring gate hemorrhoid to make him. Oh, child, look, I don't know. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, Keith. So she gave him a ring. She proposed to him too, right? That what y'all saying? I don't really know. I think if you want to give him a ring, I guess that's fine. I don't know, child. I don't know what these modern women be doing. They be doing all kind of shit. I don't know how they go. I don't know how they go. If you want to I guess if you want to give him a ring, I guess that's fine. I don't know. This new modern day stuff, I don't get it. I'm confused. I'm from the old school. You know, you want to marry somebody, you propose. That's it. You give them a ring, y'all kiss and hug, and y'all start living your lives. Get married, and that's it. I don't know what this new modern day shit is about. I don't know. Do what you want to do. Apparently, I don't know about all that. Jeffrey Woodland, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. I don't know what's all this new stuff. Gilbert Arenas marrying the Pineapple Chick host. Right. So he marrying her? Okay. Good. I guess congrats to them. Wow, how do you know Gilbert was marrying the Pineapple Show chick? Was that news to me? Okay. Uh you might as well say super chat, super chat, super chats. Right. Right. Super chat said 3 times, baby, and wish and pray it happens, you know. Yeah, that's funny. I'll give Gilbert and Pineapple Girl 5 years. I'm just saying. Oh wow, child. Mm-hmm. Yes, we shall see. I'm 47. Stop dating at 40. I think it's definitely over for relationships. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of people say that. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that, you know, that it's over because I guess in modern times relationships don't really work because people don't really want to work on them. They don't want to work. You've given your best time to Pookie Ray Ray, Willie and Sam, and they don't want to put in the work anymore. They're tired. They're tired. And you gave your best to somebody who didn't deserve it. And now you don't want to give any more to the person who might deserve it because your expectations, for most women, their expectations for a man is through the roof. So you want the best of the man, but you don't really want to put in any work for him because you feel like you've put in all your work. You've given your best to Pookie Ray Ray, Tom, and Slim, and you gave him babies. He don't want to have nothing to do with them kids. He don't want to have nothing to do with you, even though you gave him everything. And now you women feel like I can't do all this for a man again because I've been burned once. Not realizing that you gave all your best to the wrong dude. Now you want the best dude, and you don't want to give him half of what you gave Pookie, Ray Ray, Slim, and Tom. You know. Former NBA player Gilbert Arenas is ready to transform from dating to marriage. The 42-year-old proposed to his girlfriend Melly Monaco and shared the engagement news on Instagram. Okay. Well, congrats to them. Keith, sorry of the mistype. She gave him a ring to make him happy. She did not propose to him. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Um, turn to your neighbor and say dating is dumb. Kevin Samuels. Right. Baby. What's up, Easy Money? How are you? Thank you so much for being here. So, the Melly Monaco thing, yeah, shout out to them. I mean, he proposed. Hopefully they can make it work. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for the super chat, Keith Ingram. I wish I had money to send a gift because this is most women have to become victims before they love themselves. DeeDee is looking like a college student reading online news. Oh well, thank you so much, child. I don't have child. I look. I got up. Um, I don't have to cook today because they still have leftovers, and they informed me that you don't have to cook because we're gonna eat the leftovers, and then once the leftovers are done, then you can cook something else. That's the kind of children I have. So it's like, oh no, once those are, we're gonna eat that. Once that's gone, then you can cook something else. So I don't have to cook today. Last night I baked a cake though. So I don't know where the information came, but thank y'all so much for thinking out. Child, I'll accept the compliment. Yes. Yeah, leftovers are better. I've heard people say, oh, they don't eat leftovers. I'm like, okay, but baby, why don't you just toss out your food? That must be a modern thing too. Some people don't eat leftovers, so would you just throw that away? Child, we ain't wasting no food. The food is, y'all see how the cost of food? I've heard people say they don't eat leftovers. I'm like, you don't eat leftovers, so would you just throw it away? Like, that's wasting food. We can't afford to waste food. Baby, that's crazy. Rainbow Kid say my dad doesn't eat leftovers. Right. I mean, I don't. I've heard people say that they don't like leftovers. I don't know. Like when like if you bake chicken and y'all eat that baked chicken, and then of course you cover it, put it in the fridge the next day. I don't know. The flavors are much better. It has more time to marinate, and the flavors it's better. It tastes better the next day for some reason. I don't know. And I'm thinking just all the seasoning and all the flavors just marinate and it gets better. That's my experience. So, you know. Queen of Vibe says sounds like wealthy MFers would say something like something right what like the same thing what Chris Brown said when he never worn the same pair of underwear twice. I'm like, child, you don't wash that, you go broke. I bet you'll be washing them then and wearing them. But I'm just saying, like, where you wash them, throw them in the wash, you wear them again. So you wear a pair of underwear, toss it. Oh, I'm rich. Just wear, do the same thing again. All right. Whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you, child. But we ain't rich over here, baby. We gotta wash things and repurpose it, reuse it. We ain't rich. We gotta, we eat leftovers. Then we got 1,000 people in this household, child. We gotta eat. We gotta eat leftovers. Ain't nobody throwing nothing away. We ain't rich, child. We average American citizens, child. We look. We need we ain't rich. We average over here, and we fine with it. We ain't got money to blow. Just saying, we don't have money to blow. It costs an arm and a leg to feed these people in here, and then we got some big dudes over here. They like to eat, so we can't afford to be throwing food away. Just saying, we ain't trying to pretend either. We ain't pretending like we got it like that. And if we got it like that, we don't want to. We want to keep it like that. We don't want to just, no. Saturdays is fried chicken. Sunday is smothered. Thank you for that. Oh my God. A successful MD. What the hell said we ain't like, yeah, who don't, I mean, come on now. Right, who don't, I mean, come on, that's food. That is food. We're not wasting. We're going to eat it, and they going to eat it. I mean, hell, we have leftovers, but hell, guess what? They don't last that long. So it's back to cooking something. So give it, the only, And even when I cook for Thanksgiving, that don't last that long, child. I try to make enough. Like I gotta make like 2 pans of mac and cheese. I gotta make 2 pans of stuffing. Cause these people around, they eating it up. So it ain't gonna be no leftovers for too long. Cause they eating the food. So it's a good thing. I love doing it. And on top of that, I'm not the only one that know how to cook around these parts. So my sons know how to cook, my daughters know how to cook. So everybody is cooking. So it's not all that. See, that's the thing I try to tell people too. Look, you think your kids are gonna stay small forever? No. They grow up, you teach them things, and then they implement them. As long as they're in the household, guess what? They learn how to cook. It's not just me cooking either. Like that's what I'm saying. When my children were little, yes, I would cook, or either my husband would cook sometimes. When he's working a lot and he was busy, I did the majority of the cooking. We taught, my husband and I taught our kids how to cook certain things. My husband taught my son certain dishes that he know how to cook, they know how to cook. We both taught them because we both know how to cook. So we taught them certain things. I taught my daughters, they know how to bake, they know how to cook certain things, and they're good at it. So they get in the kitchen, they start cooking stuff. I don't always have to cook because they cook. They want to make something, they make it. So we're all making stuff. So it's not just all on me to do all of the cooking. This is a different time. When they were all little, yes. But now they're basically grown. It's not all on me to do. You know what I'm saying? So it gets easier. And this is why when I see a lot of women complain, as long as they're in the household, because once they start moving out and getting their own lives, and then I won't have to cook as much still because it'll just be me and my husband and the two younger ones. But I'm just saying, it's like a lot of women only, once again, are only thinking of right now. And they're not contemplating the future or how it's, they're crying and talking about how hard it is with these kids. It gets better. You don't give it a chance. You want instant gratification. You got to put in the work to get to that place. You gotta put in the work to get to that place. You can't just think that you get all of the gratification without putting in any work. It doesn't work like that. And so you sit there and you just give up on something without putting in the work, thinking it's supposed to be easy for you. You have to be on easy street all the time. No, it's work. You put in the work and you reap the benefits later on. It's just what it is. Rainbow Kid says, I like bacon. LOL. Got a bomb brown butter walnut chocolate chip cookie recipe. Ooh, give me that recipe, Rainbow Kid. I wish you could send me that recipe, child. I love to bake. DeeDee, did you see the video of the crying mother mad because she can't get alone time? I think I did. I probably talked about it. I don't know if in a video or live, but yeah, I see a lot of them crying. A lot of them crying about motherhood. A lot of them are out here crying, talking about it so hard. And that it's hard for them to get time to themselves because, there's a way to do it. There's a method to the madness. They don't, you either you're letting your kids just run amok. You don't have no type of structure, no type of the same way they run their lives, no structure. Anything goes. You gotta have a plan. When you have small children, you gotta have a plan. You gotta have a time when they take a nap. You gotta have feeding time, nap time, play time, all of that. And when you get a plan and structure it the right way, you can have your me time. You can have your alone time. You can go and take a shower in peace. Yeah, there are those moments where kids, they follow you around the house. I know what it's like. Been there. But if you just let the kids run you, then that's when you have that problem. You don't let them run you. You run them. You create the environment that you want, even with children. People used to ask me all the time, well, you have all these little ones when they were little. Why aren't you pulling your hair out? Because we have structure. You gotta make things the way you want them to be. You can't just have a house full of kids and they all running around doing their own thing. That lady, I saw this one lady, she was like, we got kids over here doing this, screaming, and they're playing the game and they this and this and that. No, you set the tone for how you want your household to run as the mother who's running the household. See, Daddy, the father is at work. He's working to make sure that you guys are provided for. So if you want to control anything as the woman, control your household and the children. That's your responsibility. The children are your responsibility, and they having a hard time doing that. But you want to control the man. You want to be the leader. You want to wear the pants. And they say you want to wear the panties and the boxers, which I thought was funny. Stop trying to control the man and control the things that you should be controlling, which is the household and the kids. And then you breaking down, you can't handle that. Then how are you going to be responsible for anything outside of that? You can't even handle the duties that you're supposed to be handling. You can't even do that. You're breaking down and crying, having nervous breakdowns. Well, you don't even have that under control. You should be able to control the aspect of your kids while they're little. Like, you set the tone for that, and it'll be a lot easier where you can take the breaks that you need and get yourself together, and you won't be all over the place. Everybody want everything instantaneous, and you want everything easy. Who told you that motherhood is easy? Stop thinking that it's a walk in the park. Stop thinking that it's easy and look at it as your duty, as your responsibility. You wanted these children. They didn't ask to be here. You wanted a family, so you got to understand what it takes to raise a family. It's not easy, but you can create a environment that makes it a lot easier. It doesn't have to be super hard. You make it hard, and then all you doing complaining, and complaining is not going to make it better. It's just going to stress you out even more. You know, and you got to understand too, children, they only do what you allow them to do. This is why a lot of the children run over the mothers, but they don't do that to the daddy. They don't do that to the fathers. They could run you through the house, run you nuts. As soon as daddy get home, what they do, they get in line. They get in. It's just the funniest thing to see. Those children will stop and look because they know they can't play that with daddy. They know daddy is going to set them straight. They know daddy going to come in and say, pick them toys up. And they go pick it up. Not a problem. Fix your bed. They go fix the bed. No back talk, no nothing. They're not crazy. These children aren't crazy. This is why I say you have to start when they're little. When they're little, when they can understand what yes and no means, and you got to set the tone. You can't just let them walk all over you. A lot of people think that these little kids, these little children don't have sense. Yes, they do. As young as, I mean, let me see. I would say 10 months, at the minimum, a year old. At the minimum, because some of these kids are aware younger than that. You got to let them know, hey, you can't do that. This is what let them know. You don't wait till they get older. You start them little. People used to ask us when we used to go somewhere with the kids when they were all small, like, why are your kids so well behaved? Oh my God, they just sat because we teach them and we're telling them, sit down, don't move. You set the boundaries. You don't let these kids just run amok, because that's what they're gonna turn into. And then then when it's out of control, you screaming and crying, I don't know what to do with these kids. Well, you didn't discipline them the way they needed to be disciplined, so now they're out of control. Now you complaining still. No, you got to start with train them up in a way that they should go, and they will never depart from it. You got to start when they're young, baby. You got to let these children know when they're young. Ain't nothing wrong with a tap tap. Tap, tap on the hand. Tap, tap. Don't you do that. Pick up your toys when you finish. So they complaining about the house being a mess, the children throwing stuff all everywhere. It don't have to be like that. It don't have to be like that. You got to create the boundaries. And if you don't, then you get what you get. They're a mess all over the place. I don't understand why. And that's why I say these people, once again, you don't want to do the work. You just think it's automatically, miraculously going to happen. And when it doesn't, now you want to walk away and leave the children and give them away because they're out of control. Once again, that goes back to accountability. That's on you. That's the part you are responsible with, and you can't get that together. And I'm not minimizing the difficulties that women face when it comes to being at home, because like I said, I was a stay-at-home mother pretty much the entire time of raising our children. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, it's not, tiresome, because it is, but that's what being a mother is. That's a part of it. Raising children is it's a lot of work. But who told these? I don't understand who told them that raising children is supposed to be on easy street. You should even just common sense will tell you, look, raising another person is gonna be work. It's time consuming. And then on top of that, oh, when they get sick, and then even on top, if you have more than one little one at the same time, it's work. So I don't know what they thought. Oh, you're supposed to pop the baby out and hand it over. I popped it out. Oh my God, that's work. Here, nanny, raise my child. Where's the chef? This is what they sound like they want. They want a man to come in and pay for nannies, chefs, maids, so they can do what? Run the streets? I don't understand. Oh, pop the baby out, hand it over to your, what they call it, your village. It takes a village to raise a child. You want to pop the baby out, hand it to the village. Here, village, take my child. Stay up all night with my baby. Somebody bring me some food. You need a chef that bring you. You can just lay down and be okay. Now, I mean, look, right after you have a baby, yes, because you know you have support. You have a husband there, a loving husband who supports and takes care of you. Yes, he's there to support you right after you had a baby, of course. And make you meals and stuff, because you can't really do a whole lot. But handing your baby off, I don't know where they do that at. No, I didn't have that, and really, quite frankly, didn't want it. Which I could have used a little bit of help other than my husband, but I didn't really. It's like, no, I want to feed my baby. And then my husband, we would take turns. He would get up in the middle of the night, even though he still had to go to work. He would give me a break. We would take turns. He would give me a break. He would get the baby, feed the baby. He wanted to do it. It's not like he didn't want to. And then he get up, go to work, and then I have the children the rest of the day or whatever. But he was very supportive in all of that. So it helps to have a supportive husband there to support you when you go through this. But a lot of these women didn't have that because they didn't choose wisely. You didn't choose a man who wanted kids and who was loving and supportive. You chose somebody because he was cute and he was fine, and he put it on you real good, and that's all he was good for, and that's all you wanted. And you tried to turn him into a supportive, loving husband, and he don't want that. He didn't want that. So, I just say that to say, I don't know what these modern women are looking for. I don't know what they thought this was going to be. They're crying on social media talking about, no one ever told me that motherhood was going to be so hard. What did y'all? That's what I'm trying to. I wish they could tell me what they thought it would be. Because even with support, you still have to be the mother. A child's maintained by a single parent is always at a parent deficit. Exactly. Mr. Walker, thank you for the super chat. Says, don't hurt him, DeeDee. I'm gonna try not to. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't get it. But once again, thank you once again, Mr. Walker. I appreciate you. I don't understand what they thought. Like what did y'all think it was gonna be? And then this is why I don't understand why you would purposely look. It's hard even with help. Because that help is not there all the. My husband was a major help. Major. He didn't complain. He never complains. To this day, he don't complain about anything. He doesn't complain. He does the job. He does the job that needs to be done. Because it is hard, especially after, giving birth to a child. You're vulnerable. You're weak. That's when you need the help the most. So having somebody there, supportive and helping is necessary. This is why I don't understand why any woman would purposely go out and create a baby by yourself, knowing how difficult it is. And for the women crying, talking about, I didn't know it was gonna be this hard. I don't understand. What you don't see all these single mothers struggling with these children. You didn't learn a lesson from them. They're walking around here. They're lacking financially. They're lacking in all areas. They're crying to my they can't find a babysitter and they got to go to work. If the child gets sick, they call from their job missing out on money because they got to go, crying that you got to go see about your child who's sick and you can't work because you don't have any other support. That there is enough by itself. Clyde Smith, thank you so much for being a member. Clyde says, I was supportive, but with the job I had, I was too tired to get up in the middle of the night. I was working 12 to 16 hours a day. That's understandable. I understand that. I understand that. And that's the, you know, you have an understanding wife, you understand that. And I mean, yes, you got to work hard because if you're providing, I'm gonna presume you're providing for your family. So yeah, it would be difficult for you to do that. And like I said, every situation is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not the same. So you've been working 12, 16 hours a day. It was, you were too tired because you working super hard. It's understandable. But that's, to me, that's the responsibility of the man. If you got a man who's working hard outside of the home to prepare and take care of a family and a household, the job for the women is the children. But I don't understand. But see, that's the roles that you have. If you're at home with the kids, that's your job to maintain the kids as the wife. And the job of the man is, if that's your structure, he's going out working, he's providing financially for the household. Then if you are working 12, 14, 15, 16 hours a day, well, there shouldn't be an issue for her because that's her job. That's her part of it. Especially if you are a stay-at-home mom. You're staying at home, the man is paying all the bills, then you're supposed to be at home and maintain the household and the kids. That's just how that's supposed to go. OMG says, no, please hurt him, DeeDee. My mom used to say, wait until your father gets home. Imagine waiting hours for an ass whipping. Right. You know, it's just crazy. And I love it because, I didn't have, growing up, I didn't have a father. I only had a stepdaddy for a period of time. But growing up, I didn't have that father perspective. You know what I'm saying? Oh, can y'all turn the air on? I'm starting to sweat. It's hot. Turn it. Lord, did they turn it up? The air is hot. Right, but turn the temperature down. Jesus. What is it on? Oh, turn it down, baby. Girl, I'm starting to it's hot. I'm starting to sweat. Huh? Bring me that little fan. But what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying, y'all. B-Man TV says, I don't believe. No, it has to sit on there. I don't believe relationships are over. It's just over for the Western mindset. We as men aren't providing the hold on. I can't see all of this. Hold on. I don't believe relationships are over. It's just over for the Western mindset. We as men aren't providing the resources for no return value. Right, get it. Thank you. I appreciate you, B-Man TV. I agree. And so don't you think that that's mean the women have to understand what relationships are built upon and not have all these super unrealistic expectations from a man without giving anything in return? It's a give and take. That's what a relationship is. You can't expect to be in a relationship with a person and not offer anything. That's what the whole question was. What do you bring to the table? That's what that question was about. What do you offer? What do you bring? Like, what can this man expect from you? Because you're expecting everything and 10 bags of chips from him. What can he expect from you? What type of woman are you? What are your core values? What do you believe in? What do you like? What do you dislike? What are you looking for in a man? Do you want a family? Things of that nature. What are you looking for? That's what that means. But they took so much offense to it because you don't bring shit. You don't bring nothing. You don't bring anything. So you don't have anything to offer. So if you don't have anything to offer, why would he choose you? That's all. Because women are very blunt about what it is they expect from a man, what they want. He got to be 6 feet tall. He got to make six figures or more. He got to look like this. You know, he got to have a beard that's connecting. He can't be bald. What he can't have no more than 2 children. He gotta know how to dress. He gotta be able to put it on me real good. He gotta it's just so much. He gotta, it's a lot of things you're expecting from this man. He gotta be sensitive to my needs, but also he needs to be masculine. He got to be able to fight for me when I go out in my 304 uniform. He can't be controlling. He can't tell me where to go, what to do, how to spend my money. My money is my money. He need to pay all the bills. Oh, he need to support me in my career. I'm not gonna be a stay-at-home wife. I can't do that. We need to take trips 5 times a year, or not even 5 times, every other weekend. We got to go on a trip. We got to be fun. He can't be boring. What else? He gotta be loving. He gotta, meet my needs. He gotta do everything. He gotta be damn. He can't smoke. He gotta have emotional intelligence. He gotta accept me and my kids. We a package deal. Uh, he gotta do all this. He gotta be perfect in every way. And perfect meaning he gotta meet all of her unrealistic expectations. So if that was just what she was looking for, why wouldn't he ask her, okay, so what do you bring to the table? If you want all of this from me, and let's just say I can give you all of this. What am I gonna get in return? What you gonna get? Oh, I am the table. That's what you gonna get. I am the table. Cause me having a vagina is all you need. That's all you need. You want this vagina. You want this BBL body. So that's all you need. This BBL body, honey. I'm gonna give you all this BBL body. That's all you need. I don't need to do nothing else, honey. That's all y'all care about anyway. Cause that's how they feel, that's all men care about is sex. So you got a BBL, all that. You got to maintain her lifestyle. Oh, I forgot that one. Her lifestyle. She got to keep her upkeep. She got to keep her wigs tight. She got to keep that makeup on lock. She got to keep them nails did. She got to keep them toes did. She got to get that BBL maintenance. She got to keep that tummy tuck maintenance. She got to go get facial. She got to go get massages. She got to keep her outfits, 3 or 4 outfits on lock. It's all this stuff you got to do. But she just bringing vagina to the table. That's how they sound. That's how they sound, and they think that's reasonable. Yeah, she wants a guy that she can push around like a kid. Yeah, she want to be able to control everything, tell him what to do, when to do it, how to do it. He has to cater to her. He has to worship her. He has to be head over heels for her, and she just can be, do whatever it is she want. Like, you want a man to do that. That's crazy. That is straight up unrealistic, straight up BS, straight up just foolishness. That's what it is. It's foolishness. But if they can find somebody who would be willing to do that, they happy as a fat kid with some cake. Oh my God, they just sitting around. They run around telling their girlfriends, "Girl, I got one. Oh, I got one. I got me one, girl. Girl, he's stupid." That's what they saying. He's so stupid, girl. I just tell him what I want, girl. He don't even hesitate, girl. And I'm going over here and F with my boo. You going to the hood and you're effing with Pookie, getting your back pound town, going to pound town with you, getting your relief over there. And then you coming back to him, just doing whatever. And he's just sitting there like a gullible, person, just happy to have you in his presence. And it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. A lot of men, I think, like I said, they've exposed themselves. So men are privy to this now. Y'all are woke. A lot of men know what's going on. Some men, who weren't privy to this, they're privy now and they know what it is. But a lot of these women be playing games with these dudes, and it's just sad and it's unfortunate. But that's how they think. And this is why I don't understand these men sitting around. A lot of these men, who simping for these women, they have to do it. They feel they have to do it to get to keep the woman that they got. See, that's why they tell other men to do it, because they got a woman who they doing all that for, and they think you should do the same thing. You know, and don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with doing things for the person that you love, but it has to be reciprocating. You can't just be out here doing the most for somebody who wouldn't even give you a cookie, let alone bake you a cookie. She wouldn't even, make you a sandwich, or give you a store-bought cookie. She won't even give you that. She won't even give you, she won't do anything. They don't want to do anything, but they'll do everything for the man that they really want. See, that's how you know. If the expectations are super high for you, and she's not willing to give anything in return, that's a red flag right there to let you know she's not really into you. She don't really want you. She only wants what you can provide. The man who she really wants, he could take her to McDonald's and she would be fine. There are women who talked about this on a podcast and said, "This is how you know." And I wish I could. I'm gonna pull up that video later. What this woman said, the guy that she really wants, he could take her to McDonald's. The guy that she don't want, she's gonna expect 5-star restaurants. She's gonna expect him to pay the most because she don't like you, so you have to do the most. The one that she don't like, he can do very little because she likes him. She likes him, so she don't want to put the burden on him to do all that because she like him. The one she don't like, oh, you got to jump through hoops for her, baby. You got to do the most because she got to look at you. She got to spend time with you because she really don't want to, because she really don't like you. So I'm going to get him in the other places. I don't really like him, so I'm going to make him do, because I need this and that, and I'm going to make him do it all. The one she want, she's not going to want him to have to jump through hoops for her. She doesn't want him to have to spend all his money. In fact, she will spend her money on him because she don't want to put him in that position. She knows that's not right. So she gonna put it all on you because she don't want you. Now, anytime a woman has all these, I'll say, unrealistic expectations, because it's not unrealistic to expect a person who wants to be with you to do things for you, but you do it back. But when I say unrealistic, because it's unrealistic to expect all of this stuff that they're asking for when you barely know the person, because you know right away you're not interested. You know you're not attracted to him. You know you don't like him in no kind of way. So you're going to take him to the bank if he lets you. It's just what it is. And you can try to slice it and dice it the way you want to, and flip it around and make it seem like it's something else, but it's not. It always going to boil down to that. And this is why they never, they ain't trying to buy you nothing. They ain't trying to give you nothing, because why would I spend money on a dude I don't really like? Why would I do that? She's going to go give it to the guy. She's going to give her all to Pookie, because Pookie and Ray Ray is what they like. So you going to go give him presents, and Pookie ain't never gave you a present in his life. He ain't never gave you anything. He didn't spend $5 on you. Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. A woman who appreciates you is gonna want to do something for you. Even it could be a small gesture. If she doesn't have a whole lot of money or whatever, she wants to do things for you because she knows you're a good man. She knows that, especially if you've done things for her, you've provided for her, she wants to do things for you. She wants to reciprocate that. She wants to show that she cares. And everybody is not good at showing their feelings, but at least the effort is there. She'll put forth the effort. And I realize with men, a lot of times they just appreciate the effort. A woman who's just a gold digger and don't really care, she ain't gonna even put forth the effort. She ain't gonna even do that, baby. She ain't spending nothing on you. She could care less what you going through. A woman should just say, "I'm not into you," and keep it pushing, and shouldn't be. And it shouldn't be. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly, Alex. I agree. But why would they say, "I'm not into you," if they know there's something they can get out of you? If she knows that you have some kind of money, or she thinks she does, why she's not going to say, "Oh, I'm really not into you. I'll keep it moving." She's not going to say that if she's trying to use you. If she sees an opportunity, and this what happens. A lot of women see an opportunity in men that they don't want. That's why they do it. She's not going to, because she can benefit from you. She can get something out of you. So it doesn't benefit her to say, I'm really not into you. I'm gonna keep it moving. I saw another podcast where this woman was saying she's not a user, and she was an attractive woman. She was like, no, I can't use men. She's like, that's just not who I am. I don't want to use a person. So she would tell a guy, you know what, I think you're nice or whatever, but I'm just not into you. And she keeps it moving, and she doesn't accept gifts from a man. See, I could rock with that because that's how I feel. I'm not into using you for your money. I'm not a gold digger, but there are gold diggers out there. So if a woman is truly not a gold digger and she's not a user, she's not going to accept gifts from you. She's not going to accept money from you. She's not going to accept things from you if she knows she don't really like you, because she knows that that's not right, and she has some type of morals, and some type of, she has a heart. She's not a gold digger. So I agree with that. I wouldn't accept things from you knowing that I don't really care about you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to accept gifts and things from you knowing that I don't want a relationship with you. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I'm not interested in you. I wouldn't do it, but the gold diggers will. You know what I'm saying? This is why I don't see a problem with what you need, Chase? What do you need? Here. I'll get your fork. Don't try to get my line. You're a kid. This one? Get out. Go eat. So, yeah, a woman who is not trying to use you, excuse me. A woman who is not trying to use you is not going to do that. What's going on, Steven? How are you? So, that's the difference. A woman who is just not that type of woman is not going to do that. I was saying, a woman who is not afraid to, who doesn't have a problem going 50-50, it's not going to be a problem. Like on a date, like going on, and look, I agree. Look, if a man is asking you out on a date, it is presumed, because I'm not going to even sit up here and lie. Like in our dating phase years and years and years ago, I never paid for a date. I've never paid for any date that I've ever been on in life. Ever. But those dates weren't, some of them were kind of pricey, I would say, but most of them were not, and I didn't care. Because first off, I never ate out that much anyway. I was more of a, I'll cook, because I did cook. So I'll cook a meal and fix you a plate. That was where I was at. I'd rather cook something and give you a plate. We don't, I was never really big on going out to eat. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a big deal if you, wherever, if you took me somewhere to eat, you took me somewhere to eat. I wasn't picky about it because I wasn't paying for it. So I just think the entitlements and the selfishness is what is a problem. Like if somebody is offering to take you out and they're paying for it, why are you so picky about it? You're not paying for it. It's the entitlements. You're entitled to something that this person really don't owe you. So if somebody's willing to take you out and they're paying for it, you should be grateful for that. That doesn't mean you're less than, or you're less than you're accepting a bare minimum. No, you ain't paying for it. So why are you picky about where you go? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So that's my take on it. But once again, that might be an old school mentality, But at the same time, listen, I come from the thought of, listen, I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing. So if I pay for my own meal, that's cool with me, because there's no expectations here. There's no expectation. You know how women have men in their phones as food dates. So you're looking for this man to pay for your food. But if you're looking for that, he might be looking for something too. So if he's looking for something after that date, I come from the thought of, listen, if you don't want to misconstrue things, you don't want to get things twisted, and you're only here for a date to try to get to know this person, and if I didn't see anything wrong with paying for my meal and you paid for yours, because now clearly you ain't getting nothing from me. There's no expectations here if that's what you were thinking. I'll pay for my food. Because if you are thinking, oh, I'm paying for your meal, you got to give me something. No, you ain't going to do that because I'll be willing to pay for my own. You pay for you don't owe me nothing and I don't owe you nothing. But now it's like, I don't owe you nothing and you owe me the world. You know, women are like, I don't owe you anything, but you owe, you owe them the world because they're a woman and have a vagina. Come on now. That's just stupid. Miss DeeDee, do you know any woman to go as far as to go on a date with a man while having another man at home? Oh my God. To go on a date with a man while having another man. Now that's a cheater, right? I'm pretty sure they're out there. I don't know them personally, but that's nasty work. How y'all say that's nasty? That's nasty work. That's just disrespectful. So you go on a date with a man and you got a man at home? Like, what are you doing? That's called cheating, right? Your name and her phone listed as Uber. ah, Mr. Your mom used to do what? Your mom used to do that? What? Oh my God. Boy, this is crazy. But this is so. The more I hear what y'all have to say and hear what people are saying all over the place, it does seem like this is just over. It really does seem like there's no coming back from this. I don't know, child. It's just a mess. It is. If she is getting money for the man and from the man at home, that's a good hope. What? Game over, right? OMG Entertainer. Women have no loyalty. Will will have your name saved as fill my fridge. That's look. This is all nasty work, honey. Why are women so against mandatory DNA testing at the hospital? Cause they know they out here thotting it up. They dotting it up. You know you out here sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry, Momo, Chris, and Craig. You know you thotting it up. You thotting it up. You're running around here throwing that cat on everybody, and then you want this man to be responsible for it all. Come on, you pick the responsible one because you know he knows where his birth certificate is at. He knows he's responsible. He'll pay the bills and do everything. And you pick him just solely for that, and you know all the guys, but the guys you want to go out and sleep with, you all over the place with that. That thing is all over them. And then you get pregnant and then convince this guy is his. That's why you don't want the mandatory DNA testing because it's gonna expose you. You know, and I definitely think there should be mandatory DNA testing. And it'll stop these women from being these 304s out in the street and trying to put it all on the responsible guy. This is why when I hear women talk about, oh, these men leaving their homes and they're not responsible, they're not taking care of the kids. Y'all still full of shit. You're not having babies with men that you were in relationships with. Let's make that clear. They are not. They having babies with random dudes that they thought was attractive. They don't even barely know them and getting knocked up, honey. And he's not the only responsible party. These aren't relationships that you was in and you got pregnant and the dude say, "Ooh, I'm out. I'm not doing shit for that kid." That's not that. You're not in a relationship with the man. These are hook 'em ups, situationships. These men be married. These men be already in a relationship. You sleeping with a married man and you talking about why did he step up? Because he got a whole family over there. You knew it. Y'all, come on now. They really be tripping. For real. You're not in no relationship. Half the women you see on social media who talking ain't never been in a committed relationship. This not a relationship that y'all established. Y'all been together for 5 years and you pop up pregnant. The man just say, oops, I'm out. I'm not taking care of that kid. That's not what that is. So they be talking ish. It's not that. Y'all out here outside throwing that cat on everybody and then you pop up pregnant. You don't even know who the father is. You're not in a relationship and these men are just walking away. You're out here screwing everybody. And you popped up pregnant. Now you want to say these men won't step up. Child, stop. Stop. They kill me with that. And this is why they like the sisterhood, because they want women alive and co-sign this behavior. And I'm just not doing it because I know better. I'm too old to be sitting around here going with the flow and in this echo chamber of BS. No, hell no. I have children who pay attention to what's going on. I can't sit here and co-sign this type of behavior. Because I might as well tell my daughters, just be a 304, go out and sleep with that day and get you a responsible man and put it on him. Like, that's stupid. That would be me being a hypocrite. Why would I teach my daughters that when I know that this? No, I can't agree with that. But that's the problem. Flint for Life says, I'm the one she calls when hubby is tripping. Yes, Lord. I have lost count of how many times I've dated single moms who had children from a married man. Boom! There you go, Darrell. Yes, I see it. Like, look, that's what I'm saying. They go sleep around with these married men and get popped up. He can't. You knew he was married. Like, you sleeping with married men, getting babies, and talking about he ain't step up. What you want him to do? You know he wasn't leaving his wife. You knew he was married. Where's your accountability, baby? How many times we watch what is it, Jerry Springer or one of them, Maury Povich, and these women, the test come out and he's not the father, and then she like, well, there's only one other person I think could be the father. Then they find him. They find him, and then he come up and he's not the father. Then you're like, I don't know, and they go running. The run kills me every time. They go running. Why are you running? Why are you running? Running away from your responsibility because you look stupid? You running for what? Because now you don't even know, so you don't know who the dad is. That's typically how it is. You running, you don't know who the pappy, you don't know. So who's running away from their responsibility? Look like you the one running. How they running? You running. You running. They ain't running. They don't even know. Probably don't even know it's theirs because you don't know who it is. If you don't know who it is, how are they supposed to know? He know you was fooling with multiple men too. So you don't know. So come on now. Yeah, they gotta stop. It's crazy. It's just like, and if you were to really have a conversation, this is why those dating coaches be quitting. Left and right. They quit left and right because these women come on there and they talking the same type of rhetoric. And these dating coaches start telling them probably similar to what I'm saying, and they say, "Oh, hell no, I'm not. I don't want her to be my coach no more. Oh no, because she's giving too much truth. I need the delusional. I need you to be on my side. I need you to agree with me." Well, if she agree with you, then that's not going to help you because then this is how they get money. That's just how they get the money out you. Because if you agree with them, you keep getting paid. If I agreed with the hyenas, I would be getting big paid. You know what I'm saying? You don't get big paid disagreeing with the hyenas, but when you agree with them, oh, you get big paid. Oh, hell yeah, way more. Because you got more of their attention, see. Oh, they'll really, yeah, you get big paid being delusional. For sure. Yeah, they run it up because they want you to coddle them. They want to feel good having a conversation with you. That's why I can't really get a whole bunch of women. And I have some, but these women have sense. The ones that watch me and come on the panels have sense. They're logical. The ones who aren't logical and don't agree, and once again, I don't care if you disagree with what I'm saying. Just, I love different perspectives. I'm not saying you have to agree with everything I'm saying because you don't have to. I'd rather you give your real truth, your real opinion, how you really feel. It doesn't have to agree with me. But a lot of the women who have this unrealistic mindset, they don't really flock to this channel because they might be afraid of getting some truth that they're not ready to accept. And I get it. I'm not calling people who have a difference of opinion bad. No, it's not that. Some of a lot of these women are good women. Some of them. Some women are like good-hearted women. Some women, can cook and will get you a plate. It's a mixture. Like there are a lot of women who are good women. It's just their perspective, what they've been taught, They're stuck on that, and it doesn't line up for healthy relationships. That's just it. It's, I wouldn't say women who think like that are all bad, because I don't think that they are. They have a lot of good qualities. A lot of combative, independent women can cook, will fix you a plate, conversations, can laugh and kiki with you. But when it comes to what they think and their mentality, that's where the problems. They don't think the way they should to have a healthy relationship. You know what I mean? So I don't look at people and I'm not, I don't, as much as, you know, people like to say, oh, you hate women. No, it's not that. I don't hate women. I don't, I just, the mentality is where, you know, I see a lot of women going wrong and they don't want to change it. You don't want to try to do anything different. A lot of good women, when it comes to like certain things, every woman that's a combative spirit or independent boss chick, want a man making all this money, all of them aren't just a one dimensional. They, a lot of these women will cook. They're very clean. Some of them, they present well. You know, this is why I say everybody is not just one thing. We are especially women. We are a mixture of a lot of different things. You'll be surprised to see a woman that's a crackhead will keep a clean house, know how to burn in the kitchen, like cook, clean house, very nice lady, you know how to hold a conversation, but she's just on that stuff. Every person, you would think that a person who's like that would have a dirty house, just, you know, on the streets. Nope. There's some functional addicts who are good people, otherwise they just have a problem. So we're not all just one thing. But the things, that's why I say there are a lot of women, if they would just tweak certain things, you know, they would be good. Attractive women who just don't have the right mentality, because that's either what they were raised with and they don't see it any other way, or, you know, whatever the reasons are. So you know, it's not a one thing all the time. uh Paul Henry, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Nola, native Germany now. I was cheating with family wives, up and down magazine and bourbon because of grief. That's just me. But y'all don't want that pain. Oh my God. Well, look, you look at you. You being accountable. That's something we can't get a lot of women to do. But you was cheating with family wives, up and down magazine and bourbon because of grief. That's just me, but y'all don't want that pain. Yeah, I mean, listen, thank you for the super chat and for being honest about that. Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. That's what I'm saying. And a lot of these women aren't ready for that conversation. They're not ready to be honest like that, because it speaks against their narrative. They can't continue to play victim when when they become honest. When they say, you know what, I was sleeping with men, several different men, some married men, and, you know, I was just out doing me and whatever, however they want to put it, and I got pregnant. So I don't know who the father is. So I don't know who to tell to step up, because I was embarrassed, or I didn't tell any of them to step up, or tell any of them that they might have been the father, because you was embarrassed by your actions. Now you got a baby, so you just decided to raise that baby by yourself. But then when it's getting hard, you come on social media and say these men don't want to step up, knowing that was not your situation. You know, so a lot of, that's why I said a lot of these women aren't being honest. See, because it would take away the victimhood, or the, how, you know, who I hear Anton say this all the time, victim Olympics. They're in the victim Olympics, and it's true, because you want to continue to be the victim, and if you tell the truth about the situation, you won't be looked at as a victim anymore, because you knew what it was, you knew what was going on. You know, as long as you can play victim, you can always try to push the blame onto the men. Turn to your neighbor and say, they just have a problem. I know that's right. Yeah. I'm the mama and the daddy, right? So you're a man too. I mean, they act like the men. You the mama and the daddy, child. Celebrate me on Mother's Day and Father's Day, child. A hot mess. I never expect a woman to be. I never expect a woman to be honest. Don't expect cowards to be honest either. Look, I say this: honesty is the best policy, because you can continue on with the lie. You can only go so far with lying. It's, the truth will come out. The truth will prevail at some point. At some point, you won't have to be honest with yourself, and you won't have to be honest with others. You can think you can keep lying, but at some point, you know, the lies, They tell on themselves. At some point, you're gonna have to be honest about something. You know. So that's just how I see it. That's just how I see it. Queen of Vibe says, "LOL, I'm literally on opposite end of the spectrum of combative. I tend to be too agreeable to the point of having to coach myself on putting my foot down in certain situations." Yeah, and listen, that's a good point too, Queen of Vibes. I think I don't think, and guys, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think most men want a pushover. I don't think most men want, especially you're not a man that's trying to take advantage of a woman. You want a woman who can stand her ground and be assertive. I would think, not masculine and unagreeable, but assertive in what she wants, and not somebody just gonna just yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, sir, yes sir, this, and you need to be an individual, and you need to be able to stand your ground as a woman too. You don't want to go out in the street in public and allow people to just push you over and just treat you any old kind of way, and you don't have any kind of backbone or anything. Come on, that's I don't think most men want that a pushover either. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody would just push you over. Then he got to defend you on that. So I don't think that's what most men want. But you hear women who say, "Oh, men." I've heard this growing up too. That black men want a white woman because she just allow him to do whatever. That he want a white woman because she's just gonna let him. She's not gonna stand up for herself. No, he wants a cooperative woman. Doesn't mean that y'all don't ever have a difference of opinion, that y'all don't ever disagree on certain things, and she has a point of view and you have it. It don't mean that you can't have a say. They just talking about a woman who's just cussing you out every time you look and putting you down and calling you names and just being super disrespectful. There's a difference between being agreeable and being or having a disagreement. It's a difference between that and being combative and just low down and just disrespectful. There's a difference. I was on a date with a 46-year-old woman as she was coming out of a 3-year relationship, but she wanted me to be celibate with her until marriage. I left her at the table with her delusion. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I've gotten better at being a little more assertive now. Good. Um, what's going on, Anthony Gonzalez? Demetrius says a woman who's cussing you out is the one you should leave to her own devices. Right. Yeah, because there's no need for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm hearing a lot of these women saying, "Oh, a man will push you and push you and push you and push you till you leave." How is he pushing? How would he be pushing you to leave? He'll do what? Now my thing is this, because I saw a clip of that where they were saying, yeah, a man will push the woman to leave so she can leave, and then they could complain and say that, oh, this is why women leave. Now, how many men do y'all think that's true? You think men? Now, what led to that? If that is the case, what led to that? You think a man just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm gonna push her to the limit. I'm gonna push her to the limits. I'm gonna do all kind of messed up shit so she could leave. Is that what y'all do? Because I saw that and I'm thinking, if that is the case, maybe he's at his wit's end. Maybe he's to the point where he's tired of her BS and he's like, you know what, I'm done. And because she acting like she want to leave, so she want to leave. All right, I'm done. I'm not catering. I'm not doing anything to make this work, because she already has demonstrated she want to leave, so she leave. But is that the case? Are men just sitting around saying, you know what, I'm tired. I want out of this relationship, so I'm just gonna do everything I know will piss her off. I'm gonna just stay out all night. I'm gonna just go and cheat and let her know I'm cheating. I'm just gonna do all of this so she can leave. Is that happening? I don't get that. I didn't really agree with that. Kevin from Brooklyn says, why would we do that when we value peace? Men don't plot emotional BS. Let me see. Men don't plot emotional BS like that. We know how hard it is to get good women. Boom. That's what I mean. That's what I thought. I mean, that just didn't set right with me. But I think it's another tactic that women will use to say, "Oh, this is why we leave." Now y'all leave the majority of the time, but oh, this is why, because they push us and push us and push us and push us, and they just push us to the limit. They on purpose. They purposely going out and doing effed up stuff so that we can leave, and they complain and say this women leave, not men. No, I don't, that didn't seem right to me. That seems like an emotional feminine thing to do that women would do. Women are the ones who stay in relationships they know they're disconnected from, and that's a fact. Women are the ones who stay in relationships physically, but emotionally you're tapped out, and then you go looking to find somebody to put in place because you know you've tapped out of a relationship. Women are the ones who do that. They tell you over and over, she been left mentally. Uh, she's been left the relationship. She's physically there. You're physically there because you know this man is providing everything. You really don't. You there physically because you don't have no damn where to go. You don't have nowhere to go, so you staying there knowing you don't want to be there, and you're just waiting for another unsuspecting fool to come in and take his place to take care of you. So you there, you was there in the beginning just because he could provide for you. So what are you talking about? You were there in the first place because he could provide. When he realized you were full of shit, and he was like, or whatever, or maybe it's not that even the case because they stay in these relationships knowing they don't want to really like these men and knowing you really don't want to be there. So you're just waiting on to find you the next guy to fill his position and then you leave. But you checked out mentally. Women do that. Women think like that. I'm gonna stay here first for one. I don't have nowhere to go, and on top of that, he is paying all the bills. You know, I don't really like him, but I don't know what to do. So let me go out here and look for me another man while you're still in a relationship with him, instead of telling him, you know what, I have been checked out for years. You have not been really doing it for me. I don't really want to be here. Because if you tell him that, he might be like, okay, well, get the hell out then. You can leave. I ain't forcing you to stay. If you've checked out emotionally and mentally, then get to go on and leave. If you don't want to be with me, leave. You don't want to leave because you ain't got nowhere to go. It's crazy. My ex-wife was cheating and I know it. And we had a child together. I waited till my daughter was at least 6 years old and finally divorced my ex-wife, which was one of the best things I ever did in life. Uh, my apologies because you answered my question. What is your question? What is your question? I don't see your question. What is your question again? Type it again. I don't see all that. I can't. I don't know what your question is. What's your question? Ophelia. Type it again because I don't know what that's at. We as humans are meant to have cohesive relationships, meaning that we benefit from each other to grow as one for each other. But nowadays, men are not masculine enough for a woman. Men aren't masculine enough for a woman. In what way? Because I know a lot of masculine men. Or is it that the women aren't feminine enough for the men? What's the cause of a 45-year-old single mom ghosting a man after 3 dates and intimacy? What's the cause of a 45-year-old single mom ghosting a man after 3 dates and intimacy? Any thoughts? I don't look. These A man's job is never done. Exactly. It's never done. I mean, and it keeps piling on. You know, the list keeps piling on. You're never done. There's no there's no peace according to a lot of these women for men. Men can't ever be at peace. They can't be happy. They can't have me time. They can't enjoy life. They gotta work themselves to death for a woman. with no type of anything in return. It's just it is never ending. Y'all just gotta, they want y'all to work, shut up, and just die, and then they still get the benefits. That's crazy. Demetrius says it's definitely a combination of both. At DeeDee, there are fewer masculine men and also fewer feminine women. Okay, and that's true. But and this is what the complaint is about. They're saying the men nowadays, the modern men aren't young men aren't masculine enough because they probably didn't have fathers in their lives to teach them how to be a man. And the women are masculine because they were told they didn't have fathers to teach them what to look for in a man, and then they only had their mothers telling them you need to be independent and take care of yourself. So they took on a more masculine role because they felt they had to. They're operating like men. So now, yeah, I think that would be true. There are a lot of masculine women saying, I got to do it by myself. I can't depend on a man because that's what they told them. They never told them prioritize a husband and y'all grow together. They told you to have your fun in your 20s and go out and be productive. Go to college, get your own this, your own that, your own that. And that's exactly what they're doing. And now they're complaining that they had to do that. And they had to take on a more masculine role because they had to do it by themselves. But that's what they were told they had to do. It wasn't necessarily what you had to do. It's what you were trained to do. So yeah, I could see that. Class's perspective. Thank you for the super chat. Says, and why would a man need to be masculine to a woman that's not underneath his covenant? Right. I mean, thank you, Class Perspective, for the super chat. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Yeah, I mean, the masculinity in women is because they were taught that. They were taught. They were taught to be independent, take care of yourself, have your fun in your 20s. But now they did that, and now they're complaining about, oh, the men are too masculine, but you're too feminine. What if both of y'all were raised by single parents who told y'all that? So the men are like, we don't need to be. I guess the newer, younger men, I guess that would be what you're referring to, because they weren't raised, they didn't have fathers, so they only had their mothers. So they're mimicking their mothers. If they're feminine like that, they're following their mother's lead because that's who raised them. So you would expect a feminine, more feminine man because he's acting like his mother. That's all he had. His influences were his mother. And I've seen men like that who shake their head like a woman and argue like a woman and throw their hands up. I've seen that. There are men who do that because that's who they're mimicking, their mothers. That's what they had. They didn't have a masculine father in their lives who taught them how to be masculine and how to be a man. They're following their mothers. That's what you find it. And the women are taught to be strong and independent like a man. They're taught to be strong and independent. Don't need a man. You do it all by yourself, and that's what they're doing. And they're realizing that was a mistake, and that's difficult to maintain. So yeah, I mean that's the result. I think we're dealing with the consequences of being groomed under someone else's culture. Our morals and values are screwed up. And that's true. Uh, do you think? Where is it? Do you think we're possibly conflating men from husbands and women from wives when we're talking about when we're hold on shoot, comments are still going, I missed it. When we're talking about under one's covenant, yeah, I think when we talk about these topics and we talk about men and women, yeah, I think a lot of people are getting it confused, or that's supposed to be for your wife. I think more than ever, a lot of women are getting it confused. Women are the ones who think that men who are not their husbands or have certain type of should have certain expected certain requirements from a man in general, not their husband. See, they're not thinking of husband. A lot of women think that a man and a husband is the same thing. They don't think that being married is any different from just being in a situationship or regular just relationship or even just dating. They're the ones who are getting it confused. This is why they say, oh, men are supposed to be providers, right? So no, your husband is supposed to be your provider. You're supposed to be under the covenant of your husband. So a man that you're dating you're not under his covenant. You're just somebody he's dating. So yeah, and same with the woman. That's if it's not your husband, he has no obligation to you. He does not owe you anything. He does not have to protect you. He's not, you're not under his covenant because you're not his wife. So I think when you hear, I think most men get that, that hey, when you're dating a woman, you're not solely responsible for her. You're just dating. But I think women are the ones who really get it confused and think that as a man, when they heard protect and provide, they say, oh, men's supposed to protect and provide. Your husband is responsible for protecting and providing for you, not any man that you're dating. So I do think people get it mixed up. And I think women are the ones who get it mixed up the most. That's just why they're requesting and expecting so much from men in dating, because they think that's what y'all say. Or a man's supposed to protect and provide. No, your husband. He has to be your husband, honey. It's not just any and every man. No. When you get a husband, that's your husband duty. Just like as a wife, you have a duty to your husband and your family. Not every man walking around here. No. So I hope that answered the question. I was like that. I was raised by my mother. After I got my feminine woman, I realized that. Oh wow, Mystery Machine, thank you for that. Dennis B says men need to simplify, to simply build a world to which he doesn't need a vacation from, that will pull the woman into his world. Once it's established, the man needs to screen the person for compatibility. You know what the problem really is that some people have it in their minds that everything is supposed to be perfect, right? Happiness, love, or temporary feelings, loyalty and respect is everything. Exactly. Angel fly high. I 100% agree. Kevin from Brooklyn says the modern woman finding peace boring and chaos exciting is a huge problem. Total opposite of what we want. Exactly. The bigger figure says respectfully, it's too late. We found out. We found alternatives. I hear you. Sensible Man says, wow, it's so funny. It's the same conversation all the time. It is. Women need to stop having children out of wedlock and stop making your sons be your husbands, son husbands. And these young men are feminine by mom. Right. They say the man is the prize, but isn't the lack of fit, fertile, submissive women starting to become the prize? Preach, appreciated. Yes, your husband. Yeah, not some dude you're dating. Right. Once being a husband was a status symbol. Now we are looked at as fools for taking a wife. Women nowadays do not want that, DeeDee. Right. I see that. I see that too. Find a man or woman whom is on your frequency, and his strengths are your weaknesses and her weaknesses are your strengths, growing together to build um, coherence in the cohesive relationship. Thank you much. Thank you. Welcome. I appreciate you. A lot of kids raised by single mothers haven't learned the proper relationship dynamics of men and women. Facts. That's why your dad gives you away to your husband. Right. Do people, both men and women, know how to communicate authentically, or are there at times innuendo that requires one to gatekeep one's true intent and desire? A lot are so gone, even given chance, they have no idea what to do. That's true. Do people, both men and women, know how to communicate authentically, or are there at times innuendos that require one's to gatekeep one's true intent and desire? Oh, that's a good question. Listen, I think communication is key. I don't know if this is going to answer that or not, but I think that was a good question. You should be able to communicate with one another. I think communication is very important in a relationship, because I think that's really part of the reason why so many relationships fail, is because people can't communicate effectively. People are holding back their feelings and their thoughts and what they really think, and but they're expressing certain things in the relationship that causes a problem, if that makes sense. You should be able to, if you the person that you're with, your husband and your wife, you should be able to talk to them about anything. You should be able to be open about whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, whatever it is. I don't think you should hold back certain things when it comes, especially a person that you've known for years and years and years, and y'all been married for years and years and years. You should be able to communicate to that person whatever it is you're feeling, and not hold back. Especially if you trust them and you know they've got your back and they won't. And I think a lot of times people are afraid to do that, especially men, because men are oftentimes belittled because of their feelings or certain things, and this usually happens by women. And honestly, I think mothers are the one who do it to the sons first. I think a lot of mothers are the ones who belittle their sons initially, and then that scarred them, and they become afraid to really open up to women or the woman that they're with because they don't want that backlash, or they don't want that traumatizing experience. So I think communication though with your wife, your husband, is important. I think being able to effectively communicate saves a lot of arguments. It prevents a lot of arguments. It prevents, people from, especially women though in this case, from feeling and thinking a certain way. If you're able to open up to her and then tell her what your thoughts are, y'all can, resolve certain things. And I don't know, just communicate, talk. Isolating yourselves and not saying anything causes more of a problem for women, because women need to feel a certain way. As much as our feelings and our emotions it can be a detriment to us, that's just a part of who we are. Women are not going to stop feeling. They're not going to, that's a part of us. So the best way to be able to work with that is let her vent her feelings. Let her be open and to her feelings and listening, because women just want you to listen, and they want you to hear them out. Once they've gotten out their feelings, just show her some love, especially if you already married and it's your wife and you love her and you know she's crazy, but she's lovable at the same time, and you love her and she loves you. Let her get her feelings out. Let her be able to express that, and show her some love within that, because we are emotional beings. We have issues. Women in general have issues. I say it all the time. We need our feelings to be acknowledged. We need that. So if you're already in a relationship or marriage, you got to understand how to work with the woman that you're with. She's going to have feelings. She's gonna be a woman. But if you got to learn how to work with her feelings, just like she has to work with your masculine traits and how you are as a man. There's certain things that men do that they're just going to do. That's just who they are. But if you love them and you know they're a good person because you're with them, you know they're good, you got to accept certain things about each individual. You got to accept certain things that come with a man, and men got to accept certain things that just come with a woman. Certain things you are not going to change. But if you got an overall good person and they love you and you love them and they're committed to you and y'all have a good relationship, you got to accept the things that come with women. Not the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Not the cheating, not the masculine traits and the fighting and the arguing and want to cuss you. None of that. None of that. I'm talking about the natural things that come, like emotional stuff and feelings with women. That's just a part of us. Anthony Allen, thank you so much for the super chat. Says some women are more attracted to toxic behavior than somebody that has less. Some women are more attracted to toxic behavior than somebody that has less. That's true. And whether that's healthy or not, I don't think it's healthy, but it's definitely true. Too generic. Neither men or women are monolithic. No relationships are not over. Just go overseas. Gotcha. Yeah. Also, a lot of mothers are crazy unless you submit to them. That's crazy. Are you going to have any free giveaways? Free giveaways? Women like you, DeeDee, are super rare. 100% not perfect, but rare. Every woman has a price tag now, and trust is indeed an issue. That she won't kick me out one day because she is unhappy that day. Yeah, that's crazy, Quincy. Thank you for that, Quincy. Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, D. Most women these days talking about they want a husband. Some of them don't even know what it takes to be a wife. They want an extravagant wedding, not a marriage. Oh my God, facts. Robert Miller, facts. Yeah, I always say, look, we went to the justice of the peace, child. You don't need no extravagant wedding to get married. That's not, it's not. Take that money, buy a house or whatever. Put that money somewhere else where it's more useful. You don't need all of that. You don't need all of that expensive stuff. That's usually people who have those extravagant weddings, the wedding don't last a year. Justice of the peace is just fine. 20 plus years, damn near 26 years married together and married. You don't need no justice of the peace is just fine. You don't need all of that. Now there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a wedding, But do that later. You could, once you guys have established yourselves and built things up where you can, go and have a wedding if you want when y'all 20 years down the line. Go have something that way you can include your children in it, things of that nature. That's how I see it. You don't have to spend all that money. Now, if you got it like that and y'all just want that, fine. But the focus shouldn't be just on the wedding and how much it costs and all of this kind of stuff. That's not what's going to keep you together. Focus should be on you, you know, focus on each other, not the extravagance of it all. Any woman submissive is any woman submissive if they choose to. Ladies, can you be submissive? Happy Sunday, everyone. May God bless your Sunday. Thank you. Same to you. Yeah, I believe submission is a choice. Like it all is a choice. Morally Good says emotions don't mean issues. Right. Right. Yeah, I think everything is a choice. Submission is a choice. You have to choose. Being happy is a choice. You wake up each day and you make a choice to be happy. You make a choice to do whatever it is you're doing. It's a choice. Just like people uh, choose to do stupid stuff. It's a choice. All of it's a choice. Thank you, Big John Boy 570. Thank you. It's the total lack of godly childhood training is most of people's problems. That too. And but at the same time, there's a lot of people who've been raised in the church. Funny enough, and they still don't get it. Like there are a lot of people who've been raised in the church, taught certain things, uh, and they grow up and do something totally different, or they switch the dynamics of in which they were taught. You know, spiritual wise, godly wise, they turn it around and make it something like. You ever hear women who talk about these unrealistic expectations of what they won't do for a man, but then they bring God into it and say, because God don't want me to suffer, and God don't want. So people use God's name in vain all the time, and they use it to create a narrative that they want for themselves. It's not really based on real godly values. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people who use God in the ways that they want to use him, and it's not necessarily the right way. So you could be raised like that and taught, but it doesn't mean that you actually follow that way. Because if it's not conducive to what you want out of it, you switch it up and try to change it into something else. People do that all the time. All the time. They make it into what they want it to be, not what it actually supposed to be. So I see that all the time. That's because there is a difference between raised in the church and finally understanding Christ. Right. And a lot of people were raised in church, but they don't grow up understanding it. They don't, everything is about what they want it to be about. They want it to be what they want it to be, and that's it. They don't care about anything else. God is tired of them at this point. Y'all funny. Make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. David Brown says true. Seven Mile Smoke says God is good. Oh Lord. Frank B says, by the way, I support the LGBTQ movement too, and it means get back let's get back Trump quickly. Oh, that was interesting. Let's get back Trump quickly. All right. Frank B, I see what you did there. Oh my God. Y'all crazy. Guess my question is, if one doesn't know what a friend is, how can one know how to indulge or enter the realm of a relationship, I would be under the impression the natural progression of a relationship is ultimately marriage. That's what it's supposed to be. Too many out there playing the blame game, but aren't trying to pursue healing nor come up with some solutions to the dating problems. I'm Nick James. That is a fact. Yeah, it's all it's what's going on, Darren Starr? Thank you for being here. God gives us a choice, and everybody knows right from wrong. People always try to twist the word of God for their advantage. Exactly, all the time, 100. Um, thank you, Tony Spencer. I appreciate you. Um, and David Jones, thank you too. Um, yeah. What I was about to say, Lord, I forgot. Forgot what I was about to say. Yeah, the blame game. Yeah, that's a big one. It's all the blame game. Everything is blamed on men. Men. Y'all got to do the most. Y'all got to be perfect in every way. Y'all have the burden of having to change, be perfect, be everything that these women want, even no matter how unrealistic it is, no matter how delusional it is, it's up to the men to make all the changes, make all the sacrifices, do all the this, do all that, and everything else. And women could just sit back and just be flawed. They don't go to therapy, you don't get no help, you don't accept any type of constructive criticism, you don't want to do anything, you don't think that your demands are unrealistic. You don't see yourself. You don't see that what you're asking and what you're doing as a problem. So that in itself is a problem. If you don't see that you're out here so out of order and so combative and you're not following the ways in which you should go to get what it is you're asking for, and you think that it's just acceptable the way you are, then that's a problem within itself. So for men who like to say, oh, it's not the women, it's the men, that's a bold-faced lie. That's a bold-faced lie. Everybody has work to do, both women and men. But to me, more of the women, because they're the more delusional ones, in my opinion. They're more delusional because they don't see themselves. Men have always had to see themselves because men have always been called out. Men have been called dogs, dusties, deadbeats. Y'all don't have nothing. You're the bottom of the barrel. Men have always been put to the test to level up. Men know that they have to work on themselves. Men know that they have to rise to the occasion. They know in order to get a woman, they have to do things to prepare themselves for said woman. If they want a good woman, if they want an attractive woman, they know they can't be a fat slob sitting in the basement eating Cheetos. They know that they have to go to work. They know they have to go to the gym. They know they have to present themselves in such a way to get a woman that they desire. Why, when it comes to women, they can be fat as ever. Nobody's telling them go to the gym. Nobody's telling you, girl, you need to prepare yourself for what men want. Nobody's telling them, hey, a man ain't really that concerned about your degrees and all that. That's not what they want. They want feminine women. They want women who are cooperative. They want women who's going to work with them. They want women to meet them, halfway. Come on into the relationship. Be nice. Treat us with equal respect. You want to be equal to a man, but you don't want to respect them on an equal level. You think you're superior to them. So why aren't people telling women that? Men know what they gotta do. Why is it so difficult to get through to women that, hey, BBLs and all this stuff that y'all are doing is not what men want. Men want more of a quality from you. They want quality values, and they want things that is conducive to healthy relationships. They want to have children and build with their wives and build their families up. They don't want you out here just looking like you're for everybody and just doing whatever you want. So nobody's really pushing that onto the women, and that's why they feel comfortable doing what they're doing. They don't care about all of that. And now they're to the point, well, if the men don't want to give us what we want, they ain't coming with 6 figures, we don't want them. And now everything is reduced to just money. If you ain't got the money, we don't want to be bothered. So this is where the separation lies, partly why. Those are senior citizens are gonna be full of generic generic twerkers in about 20 years. Wow, I believe there's a particular subset of women that are getting that messaging, especially here in America and social media. Right. So it's gonna take a lot, and there's a lot that women will have to do to get the men that they want. And you gotta understand that a relationship is not just based on finances. Yes, we need money to live, and a lot of these women are making their own money, but they're still struggling because they want a lifestyle. You gotta understand that's not what a relationship or marriage is based on. It's commitment, loyalty, cooperation, uh, a lot of things. Sacrifice is, it's not, a marriage is, or a relationship is not just about getting to the bag and you doing what I want you to do. That's no, no. And a lot of these men are not even going for it. Get married in your 20s and you're divorced by your get married in your 20s and you're divorced by your 40s. Well, and the reason why that happens, Chris, is because those people weren't taught. They got married, but they were never taught what a marriage was supposed to be. You know, you got to understand, a marriage is not perfect. Relationships are not perfect. Hell, life is not perfect. So they went, when you find that happening, it's because you went into the marriage thinking a certain way. Most women go into marriages thinking that this man is going to change my life and he's going to be everything that I need. And she looked towards him for that. She looked towards him to be her saving grace. Like, he's going to make everything better. He's going to do all of this. And a lot of times men cannot measure up to that. That's a lot to ask for. A man can't come in and be your saving grace. He can't come in and give you everything that you need. You find women who are in marriages with men who have money and they still want to walk away and take half of what he got, because guess what? That money wasn't enough. So I think when you're young, you really think that marriage is just the end all be all. That's going to make you better. It's going to take care of the issues that you've had growing up as a child, childhood trauma, things you've gone through with your parents or other relationships. That this man that marries you is going to be everything that you need to make everything better. And when he doesn't measure up to that, oh, now they want to leave. Why you think most people who were married, if you ask any couple who was married in their 20s, who left the relationship, is usually the woman. A lot of marriages, and while there are a lot of marriages in while there are 40 and 50. Yeah, because it's like, you know you get older, but just because you get older don't mean that you're wiser. You have to learn certain things. You got to go through it to understand what it's really about, in order to stay there. I tell people this all the time. Look, marriage is only part, it's the beginning. Just because you get married, people think that marriage is, oh, now it's going to be perfect. Now I can get my way. And it's going to be this, and it's going to be that, it's going to be this, and so great 24/7. No, the work is just beginning when you get married. So if you go into it with the right mentality, you understand that marriage is going to be work. It's not going to be, oh, I just get married and, oh, he's not fulfilling my needs and he's not giving me everything that I want, so I got to get out of here. So they stay. Some people stay for the kids, and then by the time you are 40, yeah, you get a divorce. And what's the point? At that point, it's not like you're going to walk into another marriage or a relationship that's much better. You're going to go into another relationship, if you do, with some of the same issues because you never learned how to resolve them. People think marriage is perfect. No, you work through a lot of stuff in your marriages. You go through a lot of things because y'all are growing together. Remember, you're coming into the marriage as individuals with your own mindsets, with your own trauma, your own things, and you coming together to create new, something totally new together. So when you're doing that, you're going to have different obstacles that you have to climb. It's not, the work just begins when you get married. Because now you're starting a life together, like you're starting all over together. So everything that you've learned prior to that, you're going to have to throw that away. And y'all going to have to build on something together. And building something together is not always that easy. And it's not for the weak at heart. It's not for people who are selfish. It's not for people who want everything to go their way, because it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And a lot of women don't know how, to deal with that, so they end up leaving. So that's why you could be married young and you end up divorced, because you haven't learned anything. If you're gonna grow, this is why I'm not hear women who leave their husband, like Tia Mowry. She's 40 something, left her husband. Girl, what did you learn in the marriage? You didn't learn anything. She left the marriage to go find herself. You could have easily found yourself while you was married. It didn't take you to get divorced to go find yourself. What she wants to do is go have new experiences. She wants to go ride the CCs and see what she like and what she don't like. She wants to go experience the single life, which is not going to get her anywhere. Because you leave a marriage to go try to find love somewhere else. When you had love, you just didn't know how to navigate it. You didn't understand that marriage is not perfect. It's supposed to be you two growing together, going through the ups and the downs. That's why it says for better or worse, for sickness and in health, for all of these things, richer or poor. That means you're going to go through some shit that you're supposed to work through together and get to the other side. But nobody wants to do that. But you go out and you when you're single, you still going through some shit. We still see a bunch of single mothers, single people going through some shit, crying and they can't handle it, breaking down, having nervous breakdowns. You single, you would think if you know you can't make it in marriage and being single is supposed to be so great, why we have so many people breaking down and depressed? Breaking down and depressed because you don't know what to do with your single lives. So it ain't perfect there either. So you're gonna go through some shit whether you by yourself or you with somebody. It's just a part of life. Do you believe that the modern women are listening to you and responding to you in the comments? I think a lot of them are listening, whether they respond or not. I think they're listening. I've seen seniors. No, we were not high school sweethearts. No, girl, you just answered all my questions. But thank you. Yeah, so I think it's just you remember growing up, people say they want the white picket fence, the two, they want the what is it, the American dream, used to have I guess marriage was a part of that, and a house, 2-car garage, two kids, or something like that. I don't know, the white picket fence. People have this fairy tale idea of what they think marriage is, and it's so far from that. You can't possibly expect two people from different walks of life to come together. Y'all love each other, but you can't expect two people to come from different walks of life with different upbringings, different teachings, to come together and have no issues. That's unrealistic. The thing I think that should keep you guys together is your core values. Your core values are the same. Your core values are what keep you strong, and the fact that you're committed to each other, to love each other in spite of. The love has to be there. You have to love this person enough to say, you know what, I want to go through these things with you. You can't go into it thinking it's supposed to be perfect. That's a mistake a lot of people make. And specifically women, because I think we're the ones who are sold these fantasies and these ideas of this white picket fence. We're sold that oh, a man is supposed to cater to all of your feelings and emotions and do everything that you want. And I think that's where we get it twisted. That's why a lot of women leave the marriage. That's why the stats show that more women leave the marriage, just because they looking for a certain feeling, they're looking for a certain look, they're looking for a certain idea of what they've been taught that a man should be and a marriage should be. And when it doesn't line up with that, they think something's wrong. No, it's work, baby. You gotta go in. You swallow your pride. You gotta sacrifice your feelings sometimes. You gotta understand. Look. You got a good man here, but you know what? He ain't perfect, and you're not perfect. We gotta work on some things. We gotta have some conversations. We gotta talk about some stuff. We gotta get through some stuff. You know, and then have a good time at the same time. It shouldn't be a constant daily routine of toxicity and arguing and fighting. No, but you're gonna have some arguments. You're gonna have some disagreements. That's the part of it. If you have friends, do your friends always agree? No, don't y'all have disagreements with your friends, your homegirls or your homeboys? Y'all don't agree on everything, but y'all, if y'all care for each other, y'all been there for each other for years. Y'all ain't gonna always agree. Y'all gonna have ups and downs too, fallouts and all of that. Well, it's no different from marriage. That's just what it is. So I think once you understand that, you will have better relationships. You'll be able to go into a relationship with a different perspective and a better understanding of what you should be expecting. Now, once again, I don't condone any type of abuse, uh, disrespect, or any of those things. That I'm not saying that's what you should accept. It shouldn't be any of that. Disrespect and abuse and all that. You don't tolerate that. Somebody abusing you is not love. So as long as you don't have that, and y'all, and I'm saying you don't accept just anybody. But what I'm saying is, if you got a good person, but they got flaws. We're not perfect, just like you do. And if you don't want a person to dismiss you because of your flaws, and you're really trying, and you're acknowledging your flaws, and you're working on them, You want somebody to accept you because you're willing to give love. You got to be willing to give them that same grace, that they're not perfect. They may have a certain set of circumstances growing up that they're working on. You got to, if you love them, you accept that and y'all work on it together, but it's not always going to be a walk in the park. But you committed to the person that y'all going to work through it together. That's what a relationship in marriage is all about. And if you're looking at something for other than that, then, well, just might as well stay single because it's not going to work. Chris Reed, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. So, yeah, that's what it is in a nutshell, y'all. You'll be okay, grind mode. Trust me, this will pass. Just regroup, rebuild, work on those things about yourself in which you are lacking. You are a young, uh, 18. Grind mode said, I'm just sad as hell. You know, I don't know why you're sad, but just don't focus on it. Try to just, we all go through stuff. We all go through issues. You gotta just forge ahead. Don't dwell on what the issues are. Try to, I don't know the situation, but we all go through stuff. Nobody's without flaws. Nobody's without, without any of that. We all go through stuff. Nothing's perfect. That's what I tell people. Look, hell, don't. That's why I talk about my marriage and these things, because I want people to understand this. Nothing's perfect. There's no perfect marriage. There's no perfect man. There's no perfect woman. We all are flawed. We all have shit to work on. That's why when I hear women talking about, well, a man needs to do it. He needs to never let him come to the child, girl. Shut the hell up, because you need to work on yourself. These women act like they're perfect and they have no flaws. No, you need to work on yourself just like you do. Ain't no woman out here perfect. And anybody telling you that they are, that's a red flag. Ain't nobody perfect. Yeah, we all got issues. Hell. If we were raised by single mothers and hyenas and wolves, you think we all perfect? No. Let's take it back a notch. DDG and Hallie show us real love every day. Yeah, I mean they show you snippets of their life, but that ain't perfect. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of, because women buy into the fairy tale lifestyle, they'll see that and they're like, oh, that's relationship goals. Oh, I want what they have. You really don't know what they have. People choose to show you snippets of their life. They don't show you the arguments. They don't show you what they talk about. They don't show you what they really go through on a daily basis, and they shouldn't, because your relationship's supposed to be private. It's supposed to be what you keep. You can give a little bit to give people an idea that will help them, but you're not supposed to expose everything that you go through on social media to strangers. You're supposed to give people a little that if you want to, and that's it. But people take snippets of stuff and think that that's the entirety of what's going on, and it's not. They're not gonna show you their arguments. They're not gonna show you what their real issues are. They're not gonna show you that. But I'm here to tell you they exist, because there's no perfect relationship. I wouldn't post me and my husband arguing on social media for what? That's none of your business. And that's the problem too. Exposing too much of your business to public on a public platform is not, that is not good. That is not good. That's dangerous, because then you invite other people's perspectives and ideas and opinions in on a relationship that should be most private between the two of you. That's not everybody's business. That doesn't help. That just hinder. So yeah. So that's another thing. You got to keep your relationship between you and the person that's in the relationship. Don't include your family and everybody in your business and what's going on, because they're going to be biased. They're going to tell you you're right and he's wrong, even if he's right. Don't let everybody into your business. Don't let everybody into your personal relationships. You handle the relationships between you and that person. That's it. Don't let everybody in to what you got going on, because that's a mistake that you make. Who or what is the number one priority in your family? Um, so basically, here's the rundown of everything. Don't, I didn't back her when my friend dissed her because she fat, and I keep getting shamed because I'm fit. She fat. Then I didn't post her or girlfriend. What? Oh my god. Apparently, I didn't like her enough because I want to keep the relationship private in a private, very private person. I'm a very private person. Yeah, I think it's important to keep your business to yourself, private as much as possible. You don't have to share. There's nothing wrong with sharing pictures here and there, but you don't have to share everything in your relationship. That's a mistake a lot of people make. Don't share all of your business on social media or with anybody. Keep it within your family. True, keep family business within family. Yeah, people post their children. They post their children going through different issues. You know, if your teenager is going through some issues, that's not something you should post for public consumption. That's for your family to deal with, not everybody else. Girlfriend day. Oh, damn, another holiday. It's a girlfriend day holiday? Jesus Christ. That relationship is dead grind mode. I understand that you're hurting at this moment, but she was never oh my god, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I gotta get out of here. Thank y'all so much for being here, and chatting it up with me on this good Sunday sunny day outside, hot as hell outside. Um, but I appreciate you being here for this impromptu live stream, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate y'all as usual. Make sure you guys are continuing to support the channel. Omar, before the end, God bless. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you guys. Everybody who joined the live stream, I appreciate you. Thank y'all so much for the support, the super chats, cash apps, liking the stream. I appreciate you guys for that because that definitely helps the channel out. Thanks to everybody in here, everybody watching. You know, I appreciate you guys so much. Because you don't have to be here, but you are here to support, and I appreciate and love you guys for that. I really, really do. Y'all have no idea. But thank y'all once again. Y'all stay tuned for more. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Continue to watch the videos that I post on the channel. Go over, drop a comment, like the video. That would definitely help the channel, you guys. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified when I go live. All right. So thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all be safe. Be safe out here in these streets. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Tuesday, 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you guys are there. 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Tuesday. So peace out. Y'all be safe. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Mwah. Bye. I don't know how to end this thing here. How do I end it on the phone? I don't do lives on my phone, y'all. How do I end this? Take care, y'all. Be safe.